had a pistol.
But y'all not gonna cut up tomorrow though, right?
No.
Yeah,
we are. Oh yeah, I'm cutting up.
Chelsea doing a dance. I'm gonna be
cut up.
Yes, up. I'm gonna act the fool.
Yeah, I'm acting stupid. I'm acting stupid.
Hey, look, they have never met the whole team.
Right. This is gonna be.
They gonna meet us.
Is wifey coming? Miss Carter coming?
They gonna meet us.
All right.
They gonna meet us. Hey, look. I got about 8, 9, 10 people coming.
Really?
Yeah, that's gonna be gang with us. They pulling up.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I would be surprised if I see some people look like they coming in their pack. I'm gonna need you to block that.
I thought about wearing my fur, but I didn't want to bring all that.
Child, wear
It's gonna be too hot. It's gonna be too hot. I'm experiencing them summers.
Hey, look, only thing I'm gonna say is them my people, right? You see all of them?
Yep.
I was trying to get, me and Chef was supposed to be coordinating.
Oh.
And gotten his stuff from the Irving.
Coordinate.
He done went out there and got another jacket color. But that's okay. I know that you got to do that.
I'm glad you said that. I know I ain't gonna be the only person in color. I will tell you that. I'm gonna be.
Yeah, that's
color.
that Cleveland, Detroit area thing. They like that.
That color.
They love them suits and so forth, right?
Suits?
Yeah.
You don't remember?
Yeah, but I remember. But he that Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
Culture and all of them suits. They take that serious.
Oh, for real?
Oh yeah.
That's their thing.
Yeah, he got a closet full of suits, just suits. And he was like, which one I need to wear? I'm like, not those. It's going to be hot, boy.
What are those?
Hot. Shoot. But I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm just glad they down the street from me. I walk over there.
You got that part. Oh, okay.
That is a fact. We can't do this all the time because it do cost.
It costs money to get dressed up.
Yeah.
It costs money.
I mean, in my case, everybody.
Yeah.
Kids.
I know. Oh, yeah. You got a squad.
You got
your whole squad.
And little man want to look right.
Yeah.
Right.
So he been doing his little shit.
So the family's coming with you.
Yes.
Oh, that'll be
Excited.
beautiful. That'll be beautiful.
Yeah,
that'll be cool. I'm excited to see everybody.
You might wear
dressed up.
James.
Oh.
I mean, that's
feel
cool.
you.
I love to be comfortable because I thought about it. So I was like, I don't know this crowd, so I want to come in there like at least halfway.
My thing is, I don't care nothing about the crowd. It's just y'all.
Well, for females, a little bit different because Chelsea them already told me I can't wear them kitten heels.
Oh, I would have J's on.
I can't wear my kitten heels.
I would have J's on. I would have my
and I pulled out my kitten heels, and Chef was like, "Didn't Chelsea tell you not to wear them?" I was like,
"She said kitten."
I was like, "But Chelsea them."
What that kitten sound like?
You know. But you sound bad. I
got to
send y'all the video. I got to send y'all the video.
I got to tell them to have on some sneakers though.
Kitten sound like
I was gonna wear
Cheshire
me
cats.
some sneakers. You know, I like dressing up.
I hope that I see one female. I'm just giving one female in a suit.
Oh, that'll be nice.
I just want to see one.
One.
Just one.
Yeah, that'll be nice. You know what? I like female suits, but I'm also that dressy girl. So, you know,
I walk out
style, bro.
I ain't even got no hair. I'm gonna have a do-rag on. Right to that point when I walk out, I'm gonna pull that string, and it's gonna fall. It's gonna just fall behind me. As I walk, it's gonna fall behind me.
Yo, we should do a slow-mo video of that.
I just did that right before I walked to the studio.
You know what I'm talking about. You know
you had to pull up at the front so I can walk because I can't walk in.
You know what though? The thing is, you gotta control yourself because I know, like everybody else, we're gonna be trying to, sip on a little something while we getting ready.
Yeah.
Don't start too early.
I just need to get to my
too
seat.
Early.
That's it. I just need to get to my seat.
I'm gonna have my baby in the seat with me.
Woo! Baby sitting in the mirror, getting dressed. You know when you look good. You know you be in the mirror when you look good. You know you be in that mirror.
You need a scar.
Yeah, I need one.
I got about 20 of them.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 102.6 do-rag.
Oh
yes.
my God. You know what?
I'm gonna wear about 10 of them.
I ain't wore one at the wrong time. Let me get one too then.
Your hair too
You gotta be in solidarity.
Baby face.
Solidarity.
Hey, curly hairs get a bonnet.
You know what?
Blazers and do-rags.
Blazers and do-rags.
Hey.
We just started a new trend.
I know, right? Blazers and do-rags.
Because
Listen, before we go any further, I want to introduce my guest over because Rod knows me personally. I know him personally, so I try not to cut up. But I cut up before Rod, so But I want to introduce Rod. I got a special guest here today with me. I got Rodney Lawrence of Fatherhood. Is it Image Fatherhood?
Image Fatherhood Advisory.
Okay, so he's on today. June is I designated June for the month as fathers, celebrating fathers. And so, we've had 3 guests on there talking about fathers and so forth. And this is Rod is perfect for this topic as well because he has an organization that I really want us to get involved with and so forth. He's been at this a long time. So, Rod, welcome to You Got Mail.
Yeah. Welcome, sir.
Messages from him. We're going to cut it up. We're going to talk about...
Welcome to the room of the fools. Sorry.
We're going to talk about what you got going on. But before we do that, y'all, okay, so 2 things. He got sentenced. Do y'all feel like that was enough?
I think he should have died.
Well, actually, 3.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just going to keep it all the way up.
Not enough justice.
How about 22 seconds on his neck?
Hey, look, I put it to you like this. They will have him in solitary confinement because if they put him on any yard, he ain't gonna make it.
He ain't gonna make it.
He's not gonna make it the rest of the month.
So for those 15 years, he's gonna be in solitary.
They're gonna have to separate him. They can't put that man in population.
They already know the story. They've been watching.
Everybody behind them walls know what's going on. They probably sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
They will become heroes if they knock him off.
Exactly.
Wow.
Think about it like that.
Yeah.
That's straight facts.
Man,
so he won't have the protection of the Aryan nation and all of that?
Man, no fault. Look, we run that.
Man, nah.
Aryan who?
I watched too many prisons.
He getting off.
That's the problem with those population numbers.
But see, it ain't the Aryan nation here. It's Ghostface. They're called Ghostface.
Oh.
Yeah. Their gang is called Ghostface.
Oh, wow.
Because they're white and they look.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's going to be in.
But they get tapped out too.
Wow.
Yeah, he don't stand a chance. He's a police, first of all. Aryan Nation or whoever else, they're not gonna protect nothing like that. No.
They're not gonna do that.
Wow.
He's just as bad as somebody raping a kid going in.
Really?
Yes.
If you look at what the judge said, you denied this man the common decency of a human being.
Yeah.
So why the judge give him more than 22 years?
That resonated with white, black, mother. It resonated with everybody.
Yeah.
That you denied human decency.
Right.
Yeah.
So no one's gonna respect you. Respect respects everything. And so, so the fact that he gave, the karma's gonna be really harsh. Don't drop any soap. Don't at all.
What I send you?
You may not shower.
What I send you, Johnny?
That'll be his last shower.
Can I get this? Can I get this snow?
Yeah, what time he coming in?
You're right. They waiting.
He in the sink. I'm good.
Wait.
I'm good. He in his sink. I'm good. I don't need no shower.
Wow. I wonder how he was feeling. He looked like he was like, okay, he was ready, but I know it got to be scary. I know I don't know. Well,
you don't think about those things until they,
Yeah, till it's at your front
that
door.
karma's coming back.
Yeah, when it's at your front door, it's
time.
different.
yeah.
Knocking.
Oh, well, justice was served. All right.
But you know what though? It's still, to me, it's not enough.
It's not enough.
No, it's not enough.
If you take a life,
Yeah.
And the thing is, this man will never come home to his daughter.
Right,
He'll never
right.
see her graduate,
Right.
go to prom. You took something that can never be replaced.
Right.
Never be replaced. And so,
Right. So you say he wasn't scared when he committed.
Definitely our hearts go out to the family of
Yeah.
George Floyd, a
Yeah.
friend of the station. We definitely want you guys to know that we're thinking about you. And if
Oh,
you
definitely.
need us,
Yeah.
just reach out to us. We're here. But it's just a shame that, again, it's one out of many. So
Yeah.
the justice has to continue.
It
It's
does.
not a one-time thing.
Exactly. We can't stop, and I hope we don't stop. So I don't know. Get ready, Shelvin, because they waiting on you.
Oh yeah, they
They are clocking. They
Oh,
are
yeah,
clocking
yeah.
this time.
Yeah,
This
they-
arrival
You
time.
know?
they sitting
Yeah.
back waiting on you, Pippin.
Yeah.
Woo!
Bus is here.
Right.
Bus here.
I wondered did he ride the bus by
Bus
himself?
here. Bus here. By himself.
Wow, he got a whole bus by himself.
Hey, look, he's gonna have COs and everything plotting against him.
They gonna be on the fence.
Yeah.
Watching
Like,
him
do you
come
understand how this man's death resonated with the world?
Yeah.
The world. Yeah.
That man death changed the world.
Yeah. That's
To be perfectly honest with you.
I don't feel
In a
sorry
nutshell,
for him. I mean,
nah.
he did the crime.
And the thing is, more of you should be.
Right.
Listen, I have to deal with my consequences.
Yeah.
How come you don't?
Right.
Exactly.
And you supposed to protect and serve.
Woo! You've got mail. And on the good foot, my girl Sha'Carri Richardson.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the entire team, Olympic trial team.
Yeah.
Yeah, Melanie
Wheels
Poppin.
Yes.
Black America, get off
loving
her
it.
back.
But you know what? I want to address this. Black men, y'all got to stop this mess, because I was looking on some posts, and it was ridiculous.
Hold on, let me say this. First of all, your 40 to 50-year-old should not be commenting on this 21-year-old child.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to say that woman, because the most iconic thing I saw her do was when she won, she brought her child out to meet the other competitors. First of all, you bridging gaps right now by showing your child how to develop friendships even through competition.
Yeah.
This was business. Now this is personal.
Yeah.
And for me, it was the running in the stands, the big.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Listen,
Big mama.
That was it.
If you was raised by your grandmama, and
That
that
should be-
didn't touch you,
that should
Grandma
be
praying
that
hands.
Grandmother's Day should be
grandmother
a
praying
and grandma
hands.
didn't move. She gave the same grandmama hug. Come to me.
Yeah.
Waiting.
Them
Waiting.
praying hands.
Yeah. Come
Everybody
to
got
me.
that praying grandmama. She laid them hands on her daughter, her granddaughter.
Everybody seen their grandmother.
Because she
in
had
that
just
moment.
lost her mom the week
Yes,
before.
yes.
So, but all y'all black men that were calling her hood rats and all that bull crap,
Somebody need to slap you.
Yeah, for real.
I can't.
because you know what though,
stand
you can say what you want, but you have an auntie,
Hey,
a mama, a
Blush Lab.
cousin.
What's
You
up,
from
Chef?
that same neighborhood.
Right.
And somebody in your family act just like that.
And
Exactly.
guess what?
Exactly.
They made it.
Yeah, but you know, remember they talked about FloJo.
they
Remember when
did.
she came out with the nails and the one?
They
The
sure
same
did.
exact, but you know what though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They couldn't touch her.
They couldn't.
And they ain't gonna touch her because
not.
her fingernail didn't long.
And first of all, what she did in the qualifying trials, ain't nothing compared. She's gonna break her record in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Records.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Right.
But I'm like 31-0 when it comes down to predictions live on this station.
Yeah.
So
She
you
will
trying
break
to-
both of them.
Yes, sir. She gonna break them.
First of all, the fact that she had a horrible start coming out the gate.
I did that, and we're going against the win.
Yeah,
and
that's
she
right.
sucked
She was going
everybody up.
Yep.
First
And
of all,
she 5-1.
she had not reached top speed yet.
Nope.
That's right.
Her legs
Not-
ain't but this long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that,
She
bro.
don't. Walk them in, bro.
Look up her freshman year at LSU. She ran a 16
Hey, look, see,
step
that
forward.
what people don't know. I've been following
16
since
steps.
LSU.
Yeah.
If you know
Look like
anything
a little
about
baby
running,
face.
Yeah.
Yes.
a 40 is supposed to be 17 steps.
Yep.
Sister got it in 16.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
So
First of all,
I'm proud of her.
that speed,
That's flash.
FloJo is living.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you this. It's speed, but beyond that, her technique is perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
If she gets the
Right,
she
Angie, the
stumbled
whole
out the
track
block
team
the other
is
day.
fire.
Yeah,
The
she
whole
stumbled.
track team.
and still sucked
Yeah.
everybody up.
Yeah. The whole track team is on
Fire.
fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody
Shout
be
out to
watching.
them.
Everybody gonna be watching the Tokyo game.
But did y'all see the stats about LSU? About how LSU girls dominate every year.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they
LSU girls
Yeah, they've
dominate
been
the
doing that.
Olympics.
They've been doing that.
I mean, it's a. First of all, I'm proudly from the state of Louisiana. You come there, you can talk about us all you want, but you come get the best athletes in the world.
Right.
from there.
Right.
You hope and pray that we look at your kid. You can talk about her all you want.
Yeah.
It's a proud product from the hood. I'm from the hood.
Right.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
You made them. You made that area for us. We turned it into a home, and now it's breeding some of the best athletes in the world.
Yeah.
So shut your mouth, sit back and watch.
Right.
Because
Enjoy the
because
party.
if it was something negative,
Right.
you could have something to say. But
They
this
gonna have-
sister
yeah.
is representing the U.S. at 21 years old.
21.
That's unheard of.
So remember, history repeats itself. Y'all talked about FloJo. Look at it. Y'all could not touch Flo.
At all.
That was my hero.
And she black.
She came
Yes.
out with the nails,
Stylish.
with the
Say that again.
with the half a
please.
leotard, the legs
Black.
out,
Black.
one arm
They
missing
hate
the
it.
We were all
leotard.
watching FloJo.
And they talked about the
Black.
outfit.
Yeah, they
She
talked
showed
about
too
it.
much
Blackity
body.
black.
All in
Blackity
one,
black.
but she
She rocked it.
Tattoos.
I'm about to look past all of y'all.
She rocked it. So shout out to the entire track team.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody that made it to Tokyo. Sea, land, and air. We got people representing.
And then did y'all see the young lady with the shot put?
Oh, yes.
No, I didn't see her.
I didn't see the shot.
Like she
Yes.
tried to throw it out of the stadium. Hey, she blackity black.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Angie said, did you hear about the men's track team from NC? AT&T.
North Carolina A&T.
Yeah,
I heard
they
about
qualified for
them.
the
I
Olympics
keep
too.
up with them.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest with you. They
Keep
got
up
one.
with them
They got
Aggies.
one problem when they go to Tokyo.
What?
The Jamaicans.
Hey, look, that's the only person they gonna try to have a say.
The U.S. girls team
Yeah.
gonna smoke them.
Yeah.
They gonna smoke the Jamaicans. The U.S. girls team will
think
do
so?
that. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It gonna be
I'm
a good. Hey,
saying.
look, I'm gonna put it to you like this: it's gonna be a good race, bro.
Yeah,
Them
it's gonna be
Jamaican,
really
Jamaican
thrilling.
girls, they been laying down in
No, they not
years,
laying
bro.
down, but I'll be honest with
They
you.
been laying
The
down
record,
years.
Every time they go up against a relay team with at least 3 LSU participants, guess what they do? Smoke them. I don't just come with the word, I come with facts.
I'm telling you.
You got mail messages from him. Tank is incorporating his Tank the sports show on it. You see how he get fired up with the sports.
But look at the Olympics.
Yeah.
We have black girl magic across
Yeah, we do.
the
That's why I
board.
said we're gonna be watching
in tennis.
Everybody's going to be like focused on the Olympics this year because usually it's like, oh, okay, but I think it's gonna be really exciting this time, right? You know, for all of
African
us.
American representing tennis for Tokyo.
Right. That's what I said. From land, air, sea, all across
You
the
drop
board.
us. You drop our blood in anything.
Anything.
I'm just gonna have to say it.
Yes.
I mean, because across the board in every sport, we are representing. Females are representing so strong in the Olympics. It is crazy. We have never had this many women representing the U.S. black women.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if people really realize how big that is.
Yeah.
If you have daughters, you need to sit them down and show them that.
Right.
Show them those images.
Yeah. So, I didn't see. She said, "Did you see Sha'Carri on the Today Show? She was all natural." So, I wonder if her haters have anything to say about that. They probably will. They just gonna talk about. It just hurts me that it's our own. It was just the comments that the men were making, and I, again, as an advocate with this show. We got to stop that. That's the purpose of the show, is to bridge that communication gap, because right there we're showing hate. Like, come on. She already going to have haters from the others, and then but within your own self. And I'm not saying that just because we're black that we're supposed to like each other and all that, but I'll be doggone. You going to do it publicly like that? Like, come on. Like, seriously.
But you got to understand.
But I don't know. That's
a lot of us don't understand where we are as a people.
Yeah.
A lot of us are let's not in tune with this young generation.
Yeah.
They did the same thing to us.
Right.
They talked about us with rap music. They talked about us with breakdance.
Yeah.
They talked about us wearing the
trash.
big clothes and the t-shirts and the
Rap music
bows
wasn't
and
played on the
Talking
radio.
about
Right.
crisscross wearing they
the
stuff
they
backwards.
trunk
talked
of your
about our
cup.
hair.
Yeah.
They talked about
Why
crisscross.
you got that do-rag on?
Yeah.
What you beatboxing for?
Yeah.
And
Legit
now
streetwear
you
But
have all
these
the
were
fame.
young. These were guys our age. These were young guys too that were talking.
But it
so
doesn't, it's the same thing though.
Yeah, they did. But
said
but not on this show. We don't do that.
No.
We don't do that.
There is no tearing down.
None. So with that, Rod, I want you to talk about introduce us your program, and so we can go ahead and get into the talk, because again it all goes back to bridging that gap in our community. That's the purpose of this show. You've got mail messages from him, so introduce yourself. Tell us who you are.
All right, before I get started, I want to correct something that Go said. He said it was Capricorn season. He must have got January mixed up with June. I'm a Gemini, and my birthday is June 19th.
Hey, look, he acting light skinned, so I understand.
Tell that man that.
And he ain't that light.
Please, let him have it.
You got a sour patch kid in the building.
You about 2 weekends in the summer from being on color, so it's all right.
Him and my sister are Gemini. They're brother sister, right? They are straight Gemini. They're Gemini
Defend
sisters.
yourself, my brother. Defend yourself.
The Gemini. That's right. You just celebrated your birthday. Happy birthday, Rod.
Okay, so happy birthday to both of y'all.
So
Good morning.
So one thing is, man, my birthday is on June 19th, so it's officially a National Black Holiday.
Right.
I'll talk about that, man. So So that's a major compliment for. I know we got a long way to go,
right.
but that's gonna spin off of what I'm speaking of and everything. So again, man, my name is Rodney Lawrence. I'm executive director of Image Fatherhood Advisory Group, and the Image it stands for involving me in a knowledge and great effort. So one of the things I got in, man, we started, man. I'm a 70s child, so y'all know it's a different way people raised now than what it is now. Because back in the day, we go to school, get our behind whoop.
Right.
Your neighbor can whoop your behind.
Yeah,
right. Then you got your behind at home. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So a lot of this was still me within the community, how we grew up and everything. And my dad, man, he was like father figure, definitely me, but to my friend, they were like brothers and everything for the whole community. So he was well known, and probably what he realized, he was doing social work, but not being an official social worker and everything. Yeah. So that was instilled in me. And so what happened, man? There's a path, man. I'm just looking what the Lord had for me. I mean, I understand it now. I mean, I understand it then, but I understand it now. So basically, man, I'm just like y'all, man. I was a little knucklehead growing up and everything. Right. And then my first job coming out of college, man, I worked with youth offenders. And these youth offenders, man, I'm like 21, and they in teenage, man, we close to age. They're just like, I didn't get caught. They did, what I'm saying? Yeah. So some of the stuff I do, but it just locked down and then talked to them, and I just noticed that working with them in a wilderness camp, that was alternate from them being locked up, which was a good thing and everything. Mm-hmm. And just talking to life. But the thing is, man, they was separate when they're out there in the wilderness. You can break them down and build them back up, man. But it's about when they go back to community, that's when they have to make the decisions and stuff. So that was my first job, man. Then I went down there, did some foster care, worked with psychiatric, and then all the way to Head Start and early Head Start. And so it just made me think, man, like, you know what? A lot of times we trying to talk to these high school boys, when they've been to come out and drop out, but we need to start early, you know what I'm saying? So I just got that concept. And so what happens is I need to work with both fathers and the male team. So I got a group called Young Kings that we have now, man. We're working with the 5th graders up to the 10th graders. So, like I say, trying to catch them early, man. And really, it came out of this COVID thing because we got, COVID stopped everything. But what I'm doing is I'm stealing them. Like, we go to a lot of events, man. And people, and not knocking just you, son, or other women, but a lot of women just think about college, man. Yeah. But it's other ways, man. You gotta, first of all, they need to learn about the area. You gotta be exposed, experienced, and educated. That's my thing, man. And at the end, we want to be involved and stuff. So what we're doing with that, man, we are taking them out. But then I thought about it, man. This generation, man, they getting a lot of stuff, man. I told my son when he was 5, I believe you had more stuff than me my whole Christmas. Right? You know what I'm saying? Because he got his birthday in December too. So I'm like, man, and we try to hold off buying stuff, but you can't start the family in there. Right, right. So what we doing this year with the Young Kings, man, and a lot of kids are the inner city kids we're working with down here, right around the corner from y'all. Yeah. We're gonna do something getting with this group called You First, and they feed the homeless. So I'm like, before we go to the game, we're going to have a meeting, and we have some people like you all might come out to talk to them about life. Right. But y'all going to feed the homeless before we do things. Right. Because you don't know what's the scenario of the person that's been homeless, what they went through, what can happen. And at the end of the day, hell, I hope it don't happen to you, but you could be that person. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So the deal is, man, I grew up, you got to give, and, never know what situation, but that's going to make you a better person. Right. And so that's how I got started, man. And at the end, man, I started working, when I got with early Head Start and Head Start, man, and going to public schools, man. Again, we going to school, we don't see no male, bro. It's just dominated, mostly female. Yeah, and, I'm going to leave that alone. I was about to say some male, but, not that. So I'm going to leave that alone.
Hey, look, but you know what? At the end of the day, that's the part we have to stop leaving that alone. Yeah. Because what silence does.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. So where I'm at now, man, so I was coming in school, and when I got my first job doing my Head Start, man, I was coming to school, bro, it was no men coming to school. I mean, you had a few might drop off, man, and like, in the center, I was the only male, bro. So it was like, if y'all was dropping off a kid, bro, I'm probably holding y'all up, going to work, being late, because I ain't got nobody to talk to. And then basically, if it was no teacher that probably didn't have, grew up with brothers in there, but everything was a disconnect and everything. So I was like, and then I noticed when we go into schools, man, they talk about parents. But when you say parents, you really not focusing on the male, whether it's the grandfather or the dad, you just speaking that. So you speaking that as parent, but it's not inclusive. Right. So right now we alienate the people who we need to bring in and stuff. So that's where I'm coming in, man. So it's just trying to level the playing field, and our society is kind of messed up because right now, if you think of male and female, who's labor good, who's labor bad? Mm-hmm. Especially when it comes to black men.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell them all
goes
that.
without saying.
Yeah. So I go on saying like say, man, we got this pot, this good pot, and it's for the mothers and everything, but all mothers not good.
Right.
So, but it overcomes some of these moms put in there.
Don't talk too fast.
But
y'all hear that?
On the flip side, we got some brothers that doing this thing. But them brothers doing the game is thrown in the back pot. You know what I'm saying? So right now we got to come together and make this thing happen and everything.
Yes,
So, it came to me, man, like say, the thing is, you can be part of the problem or be part of the solution. So that's going to be part of the solution. So that's why this thing started. It started as a consultant, as an image father consultant, because I didn't know how to get a nonprofit started. And in 2014, it evolved to being Image Fatherhood Advisory Group. So now I'm officially a nonprofit and everything. And it's slow moving and everything, but it's heading in the right direction and everything.
Slow process is show process.
That's right.
Right.
So
keep moving, brother.
I don't want to move fast. I want to move correctly.
Yeah. And so the deal is, what happened is, in 2006, man, I was going to a Falcons training camp, man, and this guy told me about All Pro Dad and everything. I don't know if y'all heard of All Pro Dad. It's a thing that's led by Tony Dungy. Chick-fil-A is a big part of. Yeah. And if you hadn't heard of it, it's a national fatherhood program, but a lot of fathers don't know about it. So it's a national program. I think that all the males should know about it, but it's not here. So y'all get a chance, peep that out and everything. So it was thing to be bringing a fatherhood program inside the schools, church, and everything. And the thing is, it was to have where men can meet among men, and then it's like 10 ways to be all pro dad, but it's kind of concrete, man. And it just addressed like topics that we need to deal with. And one, like, it could be one of the topics is spend time with your children and everything. So what does that mean? Spend time with children, but then on the flip side, we got dads who want to spend time with children, but the system don't allow it. Right. So we need to talk about that. So it's just breaking down barriers, man. And so with that, man, I got on it when I heard about it, man. I ended up being the first person to start the chapter in Georgia in 2006. And so with my work, because the base is based out of Tampa, Florida and everything. And they had the most chapter, but we were the second most chapter. So I caught on it, man. I started speaking everywhere. And in 2008, man, I was awarded the All Pro Dad Father of the Year. And everything.
Yeah.
So that was like a signal.
Yes.
That was a signal right there. Yeah. And then in 2011, Georgia Association of Young Children, man, I got the Male Advocate Award, and then that was another sign. I said, okay, you know what? Where you leading me to? So let me keep it rolling and everything. And then during this COVID year, man, 2020, man, I was voted community hero from the Atlanta Falcons and stuff. So I got that award and everything. So I was like, you know what? Keep this game rolling. Bring some people in, and we're gonna make this thing happen. You know what I'm saying? So,
wow, you've got mail messages from him. I'm live in the studio with my friends and my extra friend Rod with Image Fatherhood. I always say the opposite. Y'all know me, but I love the fact that again, the basis of this show is to bridge that gap. And let me make this, as Go said, we don't need to make disclaimers. I don't want to make a disclaimer, but the purpose of this show is to bridge the gap within our own community. That does not mean that I don't love all fathers. I don't love any other races or whatnot. I love everyone, and my goal, my dream is like anybody else's, for all of us to unite, But I did notice there was a big communication gap within our own community between the men and the women. And therefore we have been, the hatred has increased between us. So, the purpose of the show is to bridge that gap and whatnot, and to get programs like these exposed, because a lot of people don't know about these programs that's out here. I know you guys talk about your nonprofits and helping the younger, the youth and so forth. And we had the basics, which will be coming back next year. And definitely want you to be part of that. But the importance of us grabbing the boys at that young age. And I understand that we can grab it at any other time, but being a teacher in the preschool, pre-K era now, I have watched in the last 4 or 5 years the importance of grabbing the boys when they are in that age range. And you've seen it too. Do you see that there's a difference if you grab them at that age versus a teenager?
Yeah, it's just like if you watering the flower and everything.
Yeah.
If you watering the flower, you gotta put water in it. You gotta put some plant food with it.
Yeah.
And if the nurture it so it can be right and everything. So that's how I feel about that. So you gotta start early because people don't realize, man, between birth and the age of 5, that's your biggest learning process. Period.
Right.
It's kind of who you are, and then everything after that is little added ingredients to it and everything.
Yeah.
But you cannot start trying to talk to somebody at age 17. And think it's gonna work. It can work, but it's much easier to start out. Just like Fred Douglass said, it's easier to build stronger children than to repair broken men.
Yeah,
And so that's where we are in the nation. Because like, if y'all know y'all like me, I'm so tired of seeing our youth locked up, killed. You know what I'm saying? So we got to change the narrative.
Yeah.
So let's catch them early and then see if we can change the narrative.
Right. I noticed it was a lot of I don't know if y'all been seeing the videos, but Lenox Mall has turned into
the hood.
Yeah.
The hood. Yeah. And then on Cheshire Bridge Road, they showed two black young boys with a gun fighting each other, and it went off, or they were shooting at each other, whatnot. And and it's just like in front of all these white people that were on the street.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
You're shooting. First of all, the gun situation. Like, these kids, black boys are getting these guns. You're out here on the street just shooting up each other. You're in the mall fighting each other. You're killing people. And it's like, and then people are like, are we turning our eyes?
We are.
Are we turning? Are we not?
We are.
We are?
Because
Did our generation that's turning our...
Before those two young men got to Treasure Bridge, there was some grown up, some man that saw them with that gun. Each individual in them, and had an opportunity to say something to him, and he didn't. Going to the game.
That's right.
We sitting down, camera and everything. And these two boys, both of them had pistols on them. I look them dead in the eye. I said, "Hey, youngster, be careful out there, bro."
You mean
that's all I can say.
The Hawks game?
Yeah, going to the Hawks game. Two teenagers.
So all of the young dudes now, they grew up in the hood. They were raised by men who told them never get in trouble, so they can legally carry these firearms. So a lot of these guys walking around. You go to the Cab County and you go in any convenience store and you see with sweatpants on with a gun.
Yeah.
At all times.
But are they licensed?
With a clip this long.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey man, I had to say something. With the Hawks game, the Hawks played the Knicks in the playoff, bro. Dude that came up here, he didn't have a gun, bro, and he pulled out. He had brass knuckles, bro. I ain't seen no brass knuckles in so long, bro. And they were gold too. At that,
gold joint.
Yeah, bro. I ain't seen no brass.
I
say, man, he holding the line. Yeah, he looked like he could have been in like late 30s and everything.
Yeah, that was his uncle's.
Yeah.
That was his uncle's brass.
So are they not fighting anymore?
No.
So everything is
They ain't
pow.
fighting fair.
No.
Yeah. They can't take that.
Nope.
Nah.
They pride and ego too high.
Exactly.
That's what
they
just
can't
said.
take
He
See,
said
we
they don't
got
like
up that
fighting
next
anymore.
morning and we went right back.
Right.
Hey, listen, this is my turn.
That's
today.
what we need to bring back.
But
The fighting,
they don't-
yeah.
Listen.
Them shooting them fell.
Square up.
But your pride hurt because you took a whipping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you'd
that's
rather
your
pride hurt?
shoot somebody
Yeah,
and take a chance.
because you got to think they didn't grow up like we grew up. They didn't grow up getting whoopings at the house, so they
Yeah.
don't feel like nobody gonna supposed to touch them.
Remember, Mama 21, 22.
They still in the club.
She telling him go grab that pistol and handle
Yeah,
business.
yeah.
For real.
That's scary.
That's
That's
what's going
scary.
on.
But that's what's
Yeah.
going on.
That's
that's
the
going on.
reality. Harsh reality.
Yeah.
And you always hear like old cats say, I don't fight no more. Why? These youngsters.
Yeah, these youngsters ain't
they
playing.
just, but that's
Knock you off.
Yeah,
sad
for real.
though, because it's like you get to the point like, okay, I'm not gonna let these young boys run over me. So what do you do? Like, do you stand up to them
Yes.
as men?
You be a man
you
because
have to.
they respect that.
Yeah.
The dude. No, first of all, these two young boys got 9s. Clip, you absolutely right. 30-round clip is illegal.
Yeah.
But they got them in there.
Yeah, they got them in there.
You can tell.
What you mean 30 rounds?
30-round clip.
Yeah, when you look at the gun,
joints.
you swear it's like a little mini Uzi.
Yeah.
Oh, those things.
So,
He was at the game with
No,
those?
he was on the train with
They
us.
be at the store with
At
those.
the store with those.
Yes, at all
Like-
times.
Oh, wow.
And most of these young
it's
dudes
real.
won't even tow the handgun unless it got a 30 clip.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
Because if you get in a shootout, 9, 12, 17 ain't gonna be enough.
You out.
Exactly. You outnumbered.
You gotta keep busting. You know what I mean? Yeah, these kids getting these guns modified. They making these
Synthetic
guns
stock.
in the
Customized.
semi-autos. They
Yeah.
get the plastic Glocks where they can walk through the airport with them. I just took a flight with a dude who had a gun on him.
And yes.
Yep.
yes.
There you go.
And if he gets his hands on some expensive ceramic bullets,
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah.
There's no matter.
And all of the people I know got the green tips. If you know what the green tips is, you know what they is.
Yeah. Basically, ain't
Green
nothing to
tip,
fool
blue
with.
tip, green tip, blue tip, red tip, I think. And cop killer.
These are bullets?
Yeah.
Yes.
They got a bullet called a cop killer. When you shoot the bullet, it expands and it goes through Teflon and vest.
Kevlar, yep.
Yeah, yeah.
It's made to go.
It's
through
made
Kevlar.
to go through it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that.
Are y'all serious?
Oh,
That's the
Beyond
tip of the
that.
iceberg.
Beyond that,
and this was when I was what? 91, 92 in college.
Yeah, we just talking
M11,
about.
synthetic stock, folding on stock.
Yeah, we just talking about handguns.
Laser
We ain't
sight.
talking about the big pistols.
rest
So
of
they
it.
got
Yeah.
the joints.
So, Rob, when you come across the youngsters that are in this zone already, have you come across youngsters that are in that's already there?
Yeah, you just gotta. It's about how you approach it and the way you come at them.
Exactly.
And everything. You come at them like their opponents and everything, their teams and everything. That you ask for trouble too. You might catch one of them yellow green.
Yeah,
Yes.
Wow.
Better get off.
But I was just thinking about it. He was talking about a lot of them guns and stuff. A lot of them, half of them probably stolen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then listen, they may have them, but they get them from them same place you talking about, Buckhead and all
Yes.
that. So those people
Yeah.
want to buy them.
Yeah.
We just come across and they get it the other way and everything.
Right,
So,
right. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad. So how do you handle when you come? So you've handled those teams that are already in that state. Like you can't tell them nothing or whatnot.
You can.
How do you approach?
You gotta talk. You can't be the op.
You can't be.
Yeah.
You can't be scared.
You gotta look them in their eyes.
You can't be
One
scared.
thing about them young boys, they are big on respect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big on it.
Okay.
So if you go into it respecting them and having a conversation, like, I'm gonna holler at you real quick. Because first of all, he gonna know you know something by not addressing him in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Holler at you real quick.
Okay.
Pull him away from a crowd and then have that conversation. Man, you ain't gotta have all that out like that. Put that up. This is you asking for trouble. You
Yeah.
plant the seed. The seed will
Okay.
be cultivated. Don't
Yeah.
plant that seed.
Yeah.
You can actually go and put it up. Ain't nothing going on.
Right.
You just out here to have fun.
Yeah.
That's a scare tactic. What are you afraid of?
Right.
Wow.
You talk to them like that, they'll try to listen to you until you get that. You get that one. If he say this to you, just let him go. Man, you ain't talking about that.
Everybody can't be
That's the
rich.
key. I've had one say that to me. I let him
always
be. I
in
let
a
him be.
group, you have one that
Those
says
are
that,
fighting
but you're
words.
gonna have one that's gonna say, "Man, shut up, bro. Listen to the dude saying he right."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're gonna
and
have
always
that
go.
one knucklehead in the group
Yeah.
who got that little.
That's when
seed
you have a group.
that was planted in his head.
Yeah.
That no matter you have that one kid that who grandmama raised him,
Yep.
and no matter how off the track I go,
Yeah.
I know
Still
my
gonna be like,
grandmother
bro,
taught me."
listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Wow.
You gotta find that one in the group, especially if it's a group of them.
Yeah.
You find that one and you start tapping on that one, it's
Yeah.
gonna spread to the rest of them. Because I have not met one young African American male boy yet that don't want for another male grown with respect to look him in the eye and say, "Bro, I love you. That's why I'm telling you this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
You'll see
Yeah.
them crack up by you just telling them
Yeah.
that because that's what they want. So many of our kids are doing this stuff and they're looking for one thing:
Yeah.
genuine, real love.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The kind of
Yeah.
stuff that we taught as men we can't show because it makes you look weak.
Yeah.
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 Really?
Yeah. Wow.
And I like what he said too, because it's like when you do talk to him, you got to talk to him like from life point of view. You know,
Right.
some people ain't been through nothing. Even if you're in a position, say school, you in the church and everything, don't act like you ain't never done that. You know what I'm saying? That's the part that kills me right there. And so you let them know, man, I did some of the same stuff.
Exactly.
This, that, and then they kind of relate to you, and then you might can break down and talk to them more.
Oh, just tell
that holier than thou
when you get released, take a little. Just tell them something like, hey, like I told one kid, when you get released, it's gonna take a little while. They ain't gonna let you out there as fast as they pick you up. And he looked at me like, I said, bro, I done been there. Who you talking?
That was always one of my problems when I would ask for male volunteers at school. Like, because where I teach, it's like, I know I need some real dudes. And I hate to say real dudes. I had to approach it like that. I needed some dudes who could relate to my students, because if you come in there with the suit and saying that you're making millions of dollars and you went to Ivy League school or whatever,
for them.
They're not going to relate to that. They need to know how you make your money now, because most kids want to know how much money you make.
Yes, that's
and they want to see the results.
They want to see the results. They want to know. But so and then a lot of my guys that would come in, at first they really just didn't know how to relate. And if y'all ever been around hood kids,
that's the reason
they gonna tell you.
And you know what?
They gonna tell you the truth.
They smart?
They are smart.
Advanced. Where they should. First of all, I say that it's a disadvantage because they don't get to be kids.
They do. Yeah.
Because it's about awareness and protection in the hood. If you're not aware,
protecting, and survival.
Man.
Yeah, that is the downfall.
It's a shame we have to force them to grow
grow
up. But the thing is, the level of knowledge and self-awareness is there so early.
Right.
The maturity level, they understand stuff that they're looking at you like, man, why are you trying to BS me?
Yeah.
This is a 5-year-old telling you.
I just met a 11-year-old, 30-year-old yesterday at the barbershop.
Ain't real.
Yeah.
I was talking to this guy about marketing, promoting, and all type of stuff, and he was just sitting there like, you one of them ones. You 11, and he called me one of them ones.
Yeah.
He knows something.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, the only thing you need to do is finance and real estate the rest of your life. You'll be a billionaire.
Yeah.
His personality is fit.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these kids have old spirits.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you come in there trying to pretend,
They
they're
gonna
not
know.
going to. They're not going. You're
They
not
gonna
going
call
to.
you.
Yeah, they will.
First of all, they gonna clown you.
Then if you get bucked, they gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell my uncle.
Yeah.
He'll be out there in the parking lot when you get through since you tough.
Yeah. Like, I remember having a career day, and of course, we always try to bridge the gap with the neighborhood police and so forth. And our police officers in our school, they've been there, they've been in that neighborhood, so they relate. One of my kids, I was so embarrassed, y'all. I always get the kids with the little boy. He was the police officer. He was, talking about it, like, man, you locked up my cousin there, whatever. And I was sitting there like, shut up, like. And he was like, it's good, Miss Green, it's cool, it's all cool. I was like, not today. But he sat down. He literally sat down. He was like, yeah, I locked up your cousin. He said, I remember. And he told him in front of all the class. He said, let me tell you what your cousin did. He said, your cousin didn't tell you what he did. And so I was sitting up there like, oh Lord, this is life of a teacher. But I mean, I had to respect it because he was bridging the gap between the police officer and what we know, what's going on, and what's going on in our area. And he had to tell him, yeah, I know what I did lock up your cousin. I was there with you and your family, this, that, and the other. You did see me. He said, but let me tell you what your cousin did
to get locked up.
Right.
And why your cousin is wearing the orange jumpsuit.
Right.
Because my boys literally had started hate. Now, mind you, these are little boys. They had already formulated hate.
Oh, yeah. They raised
But the police officer came to him from, look, I grew up right around the corner. So I know them and whatever. I know your family. But this is what he did. And then by the end of that conversation, my boys were like, oh, you cool. Yeah. All right, you cool. But, and he could relate to them. Now, if it had been officer friendly.
Yeah. It wouldn't have been friendly.
It wouldn't have been friendly.
It would have been friendly.
It would have been the wrong it would have been,
That's where you have people from your community,
and that's what I am an advocate for community helpers to work in your neighborhood. Like I'm one of those teachers who live in the neighborhood and work in the neighborhood because I know my principal taught us that. My first principal taught. She said, "Get to know," because I started when Perry Holmes in Etheridge Court. So she said, "You walk up into that neighborhood and see where your children live, and then you'll have a better understanding of how to reach them." So I am that person that feels like if you're going to police my neighborhood, I need you to live in this neighborhood. I need you to know, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what, so, and then even with our community, with our, with programs like yours, how do you go into your neighborhood? How do you pick your neighborhoods, or is it just central, or, you know?
It's all over. For right now, like, being starting off is more the inner city and everything.
Okay.
There's a lot of time I do some work with Annie Casey, and they do some sponsoring. So they in the NUPV area, and so that's what they, do some grants with. And
okay.
So, but then too, I'm from Atlanta, so I mean,
right.
that's my people and everything.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I try to do that with Atlanta, Fulton County, and Clayton County. I got the cab and everything. So and these are places that I grew up in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to be in the area that I work with.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna be in Gwinnett or
right. Yeah.
That's not my focus.
Folks don't even know you.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And I have a problem with that because I do know some programs. They're way out, or
right.
and they try to come into the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
But
I'm not saying they're bad, y'all. I'm not saying they're bad.
We saying we won't know
but you
you.
can't you can't relate to the kids, and because when you go home, you're in a safe neighborhood or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
You know how, like you said, you're from Atlanta, so you know the dynamics of the city. You live there.
Yeah. So I was on Camp Creek Parkway. You know how the little football team sometimes they be trying to get donations.
Right. Yeah.
This squad was from Gwinnett County. On Camp Creek
Park. Really?
I'm like, why are you on our side of town? Go back to Gwinnett and get from
right.
that side of town. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about. If you
they could have got donations from Sugarloaf Mills and all
Georgia. You got every right to feel how you feel because of the fact.
Yeah.
Why you all the way over here? Because you know that this is a busy area and you taking from us and going back on your side.
Right. That's a good point.
That's the thing. They got options up there. What they had to come way out of their way for?
Because of our money over here.
Yeah.
Not only that, they don't tolerate that up there.
Yeah, they probably don't.
That's another thing. You're right.
The sad part is they need to, because even I live in a pretty nice area, but look behind the street and you see the hoods right there.
Yeah.
The hoods
a lot of these so-called affluent neighborhoods,
the hood right
built
there
on top of the hood.
Right. Yeah.
So I go around. I'm not afraid to go around that corner.
Right. Yeah.
And I see those kids, and those kids are suffering because you got this whole veil that's put in front of them. Like, you're not. I'm gonna pretend you're not here. Why?
Right.
Because it doesn't look good on my neighborhood.
Right. Yeah.
So they're underprivileged.
Yeah.
So just like you was talking about, the gentrification, all around this AU area and all that, man, it's changing big time.
Yeah.
All walking.
You don't live it till you see
Have
it.
y'all been over by Lakewood?
Yes.
Yeah.
We drove by there. I was telling Shaq because he's not from here, and I was like,
That's the face.
I was like,
whoa, what is that? What happened?
And he said, "What's wrong?" I said, "No, Lakewood's where you could not even, you would not be
right.
caught over here, like
exactly."
And I was like, "Oh my gosh, they are building up."
Yes.
But that area used to be redlined, like with the zip code with your homes and whatnot. So now I'm like, "Oh my goodness."
That's where the red dogs used to be out
there.
Anybody from Atlanta know what's going
on? What's up, Ronald?
That's where you get slammed on your back.
Some of the worst neighborhoods out here. I don't know if y'all
familiar the best neighborhood
with
now.
Franklin Road in Marietta.
Yeah.
That was the worst neighborhood.
Really? I don't know too much about Marietta.
Speed chase.
Okay.
In 2008, somebody conned me into moving into an apartment on there. And because I didn't want to ruin my credit, I had to stay. So when you got high-speed chases, ICE picking up internationals, I'm going to say it like that, in your name every morning, it's a raid, and now you go through there, it's Atlanta United.
Yeah. Atlanta United.
Half the apartments are gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I like for the city to move and progress. I do.
But who you kicked out in the process?
Right. And that's the problem. Like, I because I believe in progression and but just don't leave us out of it. Like,
the
you
process.
know, yeah, it's the process.
You give me 60 grand. I've never seen that before in my life, and I think I'm getting away with something, and I just missed out.
We got to reverse that conversation though, because we don't own nothing. So now we got to encourage each other to start buying and owning properties instead of fighting for them. They're only doing what they're told or what they have right to. Right. If I want to come buy this, I'm going to go buy it.
Yeah.
And
that's what lady.
And to piggyback on that, instead of moving out the hood, buy the hood.
Yeah,
right. And that's what she said. She said we failed to go in and rebuild our community areas where we grew up. Where we usually don't go back to. Bankhead. Y'all see what's happening on Bankhead?
Yes.
You know what's crazy? You know what the crazy thing about
Buckhead is finna be Bankhead.
Yeah.
The house is 400. I was driving because I stay right close by, and I'm driving. I said, wait a minute, where this coming from the other day?
What's the new name for Bankhead?
I don't know what their name is.
Bankhead Highway.
No.
Oh, Veterans Memorial.
Hollowell.
Oh, Hollowell. Yeah.
When you get a name change, you know things.
Right.
Yeah. She right.
Yeah. The name change.
Yep.
Things.
Metropolitan.
It's everywhere. Like
Stewart Avenue. Metropolitan Avenue.
It's everywhere. Every city you go to. Like I lived in Houston for a long time.
Yeah.
And you know it was a thing. Like to be riding down Belford one deep banging screw. There's skyscrapers now.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, hold on, wait. And the thing is, we're not benefiting because, again, they're showing us this one-time cash, and we're not realizing, hold on, if I do this way, player, I could benefit off this long term. One of the craziest things and one of the most ingenuous things I just saw was a young guy at home in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He bought the house next to him.
I tell you what y'all need to do.
Bought the house next to him. It was being sold for $30 grand, and he bought the house next to him.
Tell you what you need to do. Start going to city council meetings because they be planning these things 10 years in advance, and no need of you trying to catch up now
bro.
when you go and when you working behind the clock. So I going to these meetings. It's free.
It is. I told you when we first got here to Atlanta, my dad, Grant Park area had started 91. My dad sat with the mayors then because trying to get on the air with the airport. That's when the airport was starting to build and whatnot. And Maynard Jackson, he sat with him and he looked at those city plans. Yeah. And he used to say, y'all better get your real estate game. And again, I was not into it. I didn't listen to my dad. That's one mistake I did. I didn't listen because I'm like, I'm going to be a teacher. I don't need all of that. But that affects everything. Yeah, like the city plans. And even down in this area, the city plans, you got to go. Now, Rod, don't you sit on aren't you part of the city council?
I'm on the planning commission board of Riverdale.
Okay. And how is that helping with, how does that help you with your program?
So basically, when you doing that, when things are brought to the city that you're in, it has to go through the planning commission first. Then it goes to the city council and everything. Okay. So it had to be passed that way. Now it can be overruled, but it had to be passed that way. Then it goes to the city council. Then they make that vote. But like you said, in a lot of cities that are majority black, we don't come to the meeting.
Right.
You know, and that's what things are passed, and then we want to raise hell after it's passed. Once it's passed, you can boycott, do whatever you want. It's done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You made a point. You was just talking about the airport. The 5th and 6th runway was thought about 10 years before it even took place.
Yeah,
it did.
Yes.
Yep.
And, they had a master plan.
Most of the airport is in Clayton County. Y'all realize that.
Yeah, Clayton County, yeah.
So again, man, you just gotta they gotta be at the meetings, and they do not come to the meetings, man. You know, at all.
It is sad.
I try to get some people to come in like, I say, okay. Yeah. So when things come up.
A lot of people overlook the term land value sometimes. So when it comes to land value, they look at us negatively as bringing down land value, which is why we got the gentrification in the first place. Those two words, land value. Yeah.
And when we go to the meetings, even with the school board, we try to tell our parents, y'all got to go down there and fight at the school boards. Because the parents would ask me, well, how can they do this to our kids? I said, because none of us were down there fighting.
Right. Absolutely.
I said, they were down there fighting, and that's the reason why. But when they see you in your neighborhood, and they're coming in your neighborhood, they're jogging in your neighborhood, they were already at those meetings. Yes. And what we were doing, we were at the malls. I'm not trying to be funny, but we were shopping and fussing. We were fussing about why my baby wasn't in the program while they were at the meetings during that moment. So
checking
you know
out
what I'm
your
saying?
area.
Yeah,
Right.
because now little Susie jogging every morning.
With the dog.
You're gonna
Exactly.
have folks out
know?
early in the morning in the hood. They jogging.
And then like you said, and that's when we want to raise hell after the fact. And then that's when we be like, well, where are all the programs? Well, the programs are there, but y'all, we're not fighting for it. We're not standing up. We're not advertising. We're not advocating for the programs because there are a lot of good black men out here with programs like Rod, but we don't want to. We don't acknowledge it until it's too late.
But we have to go back to that thing of having pride in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
I mean, real.
Yeah.
I mean, I was born in the 70s, so I got whipped by Miss Seal about home. I used to please don't bring me home. Just whip me yourself and just beat me, and don't bring me home to my grandmother because it's gonna be so much worse because y'all know each other. But you don't have that style. They looked out for each other. Like they always knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Somebody was at a meeting, and when they got back, everybody couldn't go because Miss Johnson got to work. But on Sunday, when they met at somebody's house, they talked about it.
That's right.
That is so true.
I was that little boy. My grandma used to bring me with me on Sunday when they went to somebody, and they sat down and they talked about stuff like this. So we don't do that.
So think about what you said about school. So like I'm going back some years ago when Grady High School, they changed the line. So out of that line, some of the whites, they had to leave the school zone. So what they did, they went to the school board meeting to their school, and Maynard Jackson is a whole different beast now. What they built over there, Kroger and all that over there. But it came from those people going to the meeting and everything. If not, it'll stay the same. And you were saying something about land value. Man, one thing that we didn't know about, everybody played Monopoly. Monopoly is real.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That land value, what you was talking about, to bring it down, is for they can buy low.
Exactly.
Because you think about it, right now, the city of Atlanta is no more land out there. They got to build up or tear down. So if you got land and I can buy low and build up, that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah. See, that's the point. We don't look at potential value. Like they're looking at this when they do a project. They don't say, well, the neighborhood has trash everywhere, so it's only valued as. They're looking at $3.8 million worth of real estate. And we need to start thinking on that level with them. Because they can't combat that. And some people hold out. And they win in court. Because you can't for years, America has taken from the black community whenever they wanted to. You know what? I need somewhere to store my water. You know what? Oscarville's a pretty good place. They don't want to leave. Let's do a racial cleansing, then just flood it out. So now we have what we call
Lake Lanier.
But that's been happening to us as black people for years.
Have y'all been on James Jackson Parkway?
No.
Where is that?
Where my school is on James Jackson Parkway, Bankhead area.
I was over there when we went to the school.
Brand new homes, $400-$500. That's where A.D. Williams and all that. They still got A.D. Williams.
So that's what they were building when we went over there.
They're building it now. They hadn't finished, but James Jackson Parkway was a place where you did not drive down James Jackson Parkway without making sure somebody knew where you were, in the area. But now, you talking about you turning right on off of Bankhead to James Jackson Parkway because it's leading into Cobb County. And again, people are sleeping on these hidden neighborhoods within that big neighborhood.
Yes.
And they are all up in there ready to take.
You, like you said, as soon as you see Susie walking her dog.
Oh, yeah.
And she look out of
Before
place.
we got out of school, Susie came around that corner. I said,
hey, dog. And go, hey, y'all.
Yeah. And then the little bike club rolling on down Hollywood Road.
How's it going?
So think about that. Y'all was talking about all the projects. I'm going back to that Freaknik area.
Yes.
So think about all the projects. What do they look like now? And what's being built on that?
Yes.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Techwood.
Just like he was talking about land value.
Techwood.
Now look what they are now. You can go. I don't even know in those projects that they even exist. Now, but what was built on that? Because the value was low.
Yeah.
Now it's high.
Etheridge Court.
They're on it.
Perry Homes. When they tore down all of that, and you look at the land, that's a lot of land, and they still got a lot left. They're still gonna build on. That was a lot. Just think about those projects that they had. So you had all of these people in there, and now you can't even get over there. Well, you can, but it's gonna cost you. So they knew who was gonna be able to come back over there from apartments down. So it's just, I don't know. I like the city. I love the city. It has changed. If my dad were to come back now, they would not know Atlanta, because all of this has changed. All of this around here.
And what it does, it forces people out the inner city. It pushes them out further.
Do you think
suburbs.
the suburbs? Have you seen a change in the suburbs? Like is the crime rate higher or?
What you see is they get vouchers, they get pushed out, and a lot of them, if they pushed out the city, whatever city they are, they're right on the outskirts, like on the island area, and that's where you see. If whatever city they in, they on the outskirts, right there between the city they got pushed from and right there in the city they reside in. And if you see it, the crime has went up a little bit. If you're on the edge, now you're in the middle of whatever the city is, or on the other side, it's probably the same. But the ones, if they're on the edge, that's where they are. They're like pushed out on the island. You know what I'm saying? And then that's where you see the change there.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, I'm like this. I'm like wax on, wax off. Wherever environment I go in, I mix it in. But some of our people, if they got this environment, if you go in an environment and you don't fit in, you gotta fit in with the people. They don't have to fit in with you. You know, that's the part they got to get.
Yeah, that is so true.
And we have to learn. There's nothing wrong with elevating.
No, it's not at all. Right. Yeah.
We get scared because we afraid. Well, y'all bougie now. Why? Because everything in the house works. I mean, there's nothing wrong with elevating.
It's not.
And
absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. And you're right. It's nothing wrong with elevation. You always want to operate in excellence and whatnot. And a lot of these behaviors need to be changed, the way we live. I am that person who feels like you need to be taught how to live, because again, if you're going to go into you want a nice home and whatnot, you can't do what you used to do, but you just cannot do it. So why not teach that was my problem. They just pushed people out there and they gave them a little change to move into an apartment and then teach them how to live or whatnot.
Right, but we helped.
Right, we did.
We aided and abetted.
Yeah.
Because when you have two cars broke down in the yard.
Right.
Because I remember hitting one of them Buicks that was broke down. I remember hitting one. It went too far out for a pat. But the thing is, we helped because we didn't take, at a certain point, we didn't take pride. Like, it's okay to have stuff, but if the stuff ain't working, you just needed a place. I mean, we stored everything on our property.
Yeah.
And we brought the value down. We didn't take pride in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Big Mama didn't do all that.
No, they did not.
She'll tell you, hey, you can get that trash up out my yard.
My dear was good for calling the city on her neighbors.
Get this trash
You
out
be like, my dear, come on, really?
Park something in front of her yard.
Right.
And watch what happens.
My late,
I got this grandmother. My yard broke down, and I'm getting tired of looking at it.
Yeah.
My late grandmother did
for calling
all
the
time.
City.
But they had pride.
They
though.
did.
They looking out their front door.
Yeah.
And they cared about what they saw.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we would get them whippings. They were looking.
Pick up that trash.
Right now we don't even want to look.
We don't.
That's the original neighborhood watch.
So the question, you say you born in 70. I don't know where everybody else was born. So let me ask you this question: are we failing our kids? Because, like I say, it's not past.
We are. Because right now, a lot of us, and it's a lot of us, we're scared to talk to these kids.
Yeah.
We're scared to engage these kids. These kids can smell fear. What I need to listen to you and you scared. Yeah. You ain't no different than the police. But if I walk in the hood and tell you, bro, I done did what you did and did it better than you.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
First of all, the only reason I went to Bible school is because somebody else opened their mouth.
Yeah.
Exactly. So while you sitting up here talking this trash, talking about how hard you are you really built for this?
Yeah.
Because I'm out of it. I'm on the other side. I done went through this.
Yeah.
Are you going to survive?
Yeah.
I'm worried about you, youngsters. And when you tell them that, sometimes they look at you like real crazy, but like, why is this old cat? Because, bro, I care if you here tomorrow.
Yeah.
You might be something that we missing in this world, and by you not making it to this point, we're robbing ourselves.
Yeah. But just like you say, man, social media is good, but it can be bad.
Yeah.
Kids, they techno kids, so they ain't wild like we are. This video game, you can kill somebody in a video game. The game gonna keep going, but life ain't gonna come back. You know what I'm saying? And see, they're conscious. They don't think like that. And you go out there shoot. Probably 3/4 of them can't shoot a gun.
Right.
If I'm shooting at you, you done shot everybody else, but
exactly.
Yeah.
So again, when it's done, it's done. If you pull the trigger, it's a price to pay for it too.
Yeah.
You know
and when you work with these kids, have you noticed they are so desensitized to violence?
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
That's it right there.
For me, the first time I saw somebody get shot on TV and saw the whole. That shocked me. Like for days, that stayed with me.
They want to go and put their hand in the hole.
Right.
Just all up in there. Yeah.
Hey, bro, people get shot every day, B.
Right.
Wipe yourself off, man.
Like my 15-year-old daughter, like she's like, it happens every day.
It happens every day, B.
And they're so desensitized. I'm like, but you have to understand something. Life is so precious.
Yeah.
You don't get it back.
Yeah.
There's no reset button, no extra life, no nothing.
Yeah.
It's just there.
Yeah.
You're gone. And the I guess it takes tragedy to personally hit them to understand. You know, and that's my fear for this young generation. They don't realize the stove is hot until their hands on fire. Forget burn. They want to see it actually. Like, look at that.
Melting.
And pull the skin off and be like, oh, it's just a little burn.
Right.
But they don't understand the long-lasting effects of it. Do you find that you're finding that they're just so desensitized now?
So, just like you were just saying, I know you were saying your student said you locked them up. Cousin and everything, so they so used to seeing that. You know, I'm talking about shooting. Some of the kids have seen more death than we ever seen. In real life, we ain't talking about no movies. So they desensitized on that. But then too about being arrested and all that they go through is numb. That's kind of like part of life and everything. But I was just thinking about this too. I was saying with my father and everything, and I don't know where y'all fit in, but just the case, like you talking about, I'm saying 8 to 12, and I tell women all the time, you can baby this boy, you can comfort, you do all you want to. Somewhere between that age and that age, they're gonna be looking for manhood. So that's the bottom line. So wherever they get it from, whether it's good or bad, and a lot of times when we talking about some of these knuckleheads with it, they getting it from bad. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to prove gains and everything. But again, that's another thing is, I'm saying with us right here, are we doing our part to help that group? You see what I'm saying? Because somewhere, and I don't know if you're raised by your father, uncle, or grandfather, but somewhere in your life, it was a male there that leads y'all on the path. You know what I'm saying?
Before we move on to that, remember, that's something I really want us to address as men and as a community, because again, we are seeing the mothers raising the sons, right? And you said it's a problem? And that's what I want to know from you all. Do y'all see that as a problem, as a lot of these women are babying their boys?
Yes.
And you said what age group they need their
8 to 12.
8 to 12. And now somewhere they gonna flip. They're gonna be looking for manhood. I'm gonna say this: you have everybody had a mother, and father, and everything, but again, a mom can. I'm not saying she can't raise a child, but a son, you can't raise a child to become a man because you ain't never been a man,
right?
They might get upset with me, but I say the same thing. If he say he got a daughter, I got a daughter and everything. So you say daughter 15?
Yes.
Yeah. So same thing with us. We can raise them, but it's when it comes to some motherly stuff or women's stuff.
I can't do it.
Right now, I'll sit up here, Lord, with my daughter. When that time comes, I hope I'm nowhere around. You know what I'm saying? I can go to the store, and when go in the store, I don't know what's all these y'all got a whole wall. It's just too much, bro. So what I'm just saying is,
that's why you got
when it come to stuff like that, who's better equipped to tell it? Because they all the women that were women, they were little girls at one time.
Correct.
Same thing with us. When it come to man, it's a certain thing that y'all can't teach. That we need to teach and everything.
Right.
Some women may be better equipped because they may have brothers they grew up with, and they kind of get some knowledge, or they have the knowledge, or they can go to them brothers to kind of give the knowledge. But if it's just solo, like in my case, my wife, she was the only child, and she grew up in a house with just women. So her talking to my son, but we used to go back and forth over it. Like, nah. You know, when it come to Kiera, my daughter, I like, okay, I'm gonna step back and everything. Right. I have to referee when y'all getting y'all little cat fights. I do that.
I stay out them.
Yeah.
I stay out them.
Cat fights. I'm serious.
Hey, I grab my son. I'm like, hey, bro, let's go.
Oh, yeah, we do the same thing. Right?
I said, let's go. Cause this right here will end horribly for her.
You know what?
But I think you're absolutely right, because I was raised by all women, and the thing I always would say is, y'all didn't realize that this little 4-year-old sitting on the floor that y'all talking about how man is this, man is that, he one of them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm one of them. So I'm hearing all this stuff about man, this, they, from coming from single women.
Yeah.
And it's like, you guys don't understand. And the biggest thing was my uncle moved back home just because he said, man, you a boy. He said, there's certain things that none of these women in this house could teach you.
That's right.
Arlene says Generation X gave too much freedom because boomer dads, I think she said, in my opinion, was there. Good, bad, or better. She said, not a word I know. Dad was there. My stats for my community. Yeah, we're Generation X, right? Are we Generation X? Yeah.
I think we are Generation X.
Yeah. Because, we did get that. And that's why I always say, where did we had to fail this generation coming
generation
up.
Y.
Because they have this sense of entitlement.
Yes.
And it's like we don't allow them to do anything. Like they're the group that at field day, we gave everybody medals because nobody no longer wanted to compete and earn or whatnot. So now everybody got a medal. You're a winner on everything.
Participation award.
Right. Right. That's that. Okay, we're
the
And I always say we failed them as that group because we allowed them to do and say, and we just gave them. These kids don't, not all of them, make that clear, because I do know some hard working, because your son works.
Yeah. Oh, he don't work.
Yeah, right. But I've heard a lot of parents, oh no, he don't need to work. He need to go and just concentrate on school and this, that, and another. And I'm thinking to myself, like, wow. And I get it. It's nice. But then I go back to my college days. I was like, I was working 7 jobs to get, I'm not gonna say I wasn't blessed. I just didn't have the parents at that time that was gonna had 5 kids. So I'm in college. You still got to provide for your home.
Right.
So I wanted my own money as well. But people are like, no, they don't need to do this thing. But then where you get your work ethic? Because they don't have work ethic skills.
Exactly.
They don't have
work ethic,
customer service skills.
Yeah, they don't have
They answering the drive-through like, let me help you. Can I help you?
Right.
Start at home.
Right.
It starts at home.
Yeah.
Your customer service and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
It starts at the house.
Yeah.
I'm one of them parents.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real with you. My kids won't work their
right, and I
for
get
their
that.
I'm gonna give you the money
right.
for your bachelor's. You don't want to know why?
Yeah.
Because when I didn't have, and my mama couldn't give it to me, I went got it out the mud.
Right. And I get what you're saying.
I can't let
but
them
the
do
majority of a lot of parents that I hear, they don't want them to do anything. And my thing is, so where are their learning skills coming from? Because you can see that clearly in when you go to these McDonald's drive-thrus and whatnot.
Right.
I'm bothering you on
and I'm spending my money.
Right.
I
told you I be posting. I be like, look,
I had a moment just
I'm about to snatch this little girl through this drive-through because this chick just handed through me my
drive through the building.
And I had to sit there. I was like, wait a minute.
I don't want no lunch.
And she gonna tell me what? Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Okay.
LA about to come out.
That's something we failed them at that because again we don't want to say nothing to them. We don't want to correct this generation. We are afraid of correcting them.
You know what it is? We're afraid because in their world things have changed. Yeah, you're not supposed to talk to me like that. Right. You're not supposed to address me like
finger
that.
On you.
Society did that though.
Right.
Yeah.
The thing is,
call the police on you for touching.
Yeah.
And see, the thing is, me personally, I'm that guy.
I'm kidding about that.
Yeah.
I had a manager who was a Generation Y, and so he addressed my wife in a very impolite way, and she said, and she came home and said, I feel some kind of way about that. So me being me, I hopped in the car because McDonald's is only like 2-3 miles down the street, and I walked in the store and I said, I want to speak to Jed. I actually addressed him by name. And I looked back there. I said, Jed's right back there. I said, Jed, you want to step out here and talk to me how you were talking to my wife?
Right.
Because she told you she didn't want cold or old food.
Right.
I can't change your order. She's not asking to change your order. She's asking for fresh food that looks like something somebody would consume, a human being.
Right.
So he decided that he was going to go there. And so what he didn't realize was, they don't realize when you talk to somebody like that, there may be somebody else that's going to take up that challenge.
Right.
They just don't, they feel like in my mind, if I do it, it's just done. There's no repercussion. Oh, yes, there is.
Like I said, this society, they technical kids, but they socially retarded.
Yeah.
So the point is, like, he said that to you and then think nothing was going to take place.
Nothing going to happen.
In his mind, he just thinks, like, I can't change the order. He's not thinking about what you just said.
And when I came back, he was just shocked. Like, I said, so you don't understand that when you talk to a female like that there may be somebody at home that might not agree with you?
Yeah.
And I tell my son all the time, I said, be careful how you treat a woman. Why? When her daddy knock on that door, I got to make you go answer. Why?
Right.
Because you're the one that caused this.
Yeah.
I didn't have nothing to do with it. So I can't let him kill you, but at the same time, you got to take your medicine. Why? You did that. So I can't get mad when somebody comes to the door and say, this is my daughter, your son. Hey, son, come here.
Yeah.
You got to come down and have. See, and most people don't make their kids face consequences.
Yeah.
They want to sit there and I'm going to take it because I'm your dad. No.
Yeah.
I need you to stand front and center, grown man.
Yeah.
Because the decision you made caused this.
My kid is high from me.
Man, look, I'm coming through. Hey, listen. If I say come downstairs, it's something real.
So you say I agree. We fail the millennials, and a direct reflection is Generation Z.
But I wouldn't say fail because I'm sorry. These millennials, they out here, and I can't overlook it. They out here barking, marching, preaching, still in June.
Yeah.
Now
I do. That's why I said not all of them.
They have not given. It's been a year and a half, and these youngsters still ain't came off the street yet.
Yeah.
So you know what? That sense of entitlement has spilled over to the sense of entitlement that I should be treated fairly.
Yeah.
So it's not all negative.
Point.
Yeah, and that's why I said some of them, the majority, because I do give them their props. They're doing it. They're hungry for change. This, that, and the other. But on that flip side, a lot of them
socially,
we have failed them at not showing them, not correcting them on things because they do lack respect. They think they know it all. It's like, baby girl, you just graduated from college. You don't know everything. Okay, you sit down and be quiet.
You can't even put your bonnet on straight.
You know,
you still need help putting your bonnet on.
She said like that. She went to a place.
They still boil eggs on low.
You know, I'm like, come on now, you don't know everything.
You can't boil water.
They don't know how to.
How do you burn?
They don't know how to.
How do you burn a boiled egg?
They don't know how to.
These people in their 30s are I'd rather deal with a 15-year-old than a 35-year-old.
The 30s, you say?
I hate it here.
People in their 30s are the worst.
Hey,
I'm sorry, y'all.
Yes.
I told my son, I said,
Step for
Except for me. Please.
I give you a handshake.
I'm okay.
Yeah,
I'm okay.
You good. You hang around a lot of old heads.
Sugar Bear been all right.
Yeah,
Sugar Bear been all right.
He hang around a lot of old heads. He good.
But nah, these 30-year-olds, you can't tell them nothing.
None.
They know everything.
And can't even cook.
At least I can talk to a 15 or 12-year-old. I can approach him and really get him to quiet a little bit.
Right.
But these 30-year-olds,
they
get in the shower when their feet still be dry. Don't let that go over your head.
I'm trying to tell you something.
For real.
Talking about entitled?
Yeah. These folks don't be entitled. They themselves.
They
like for real.
Where they get their mentality?
But you know, overall, and I do like them because they're spunk, their creativity.
They got spunk.
They're spunk. They have a little spunk, you know.
They got
but
a
for the
little.
most part,
Don't be on medication because they're going to forget that for you every day. You going to die. Go ahead. Go on with that spunk. That fiery spunk.
Responsible?
Well, the ones that I deal with, You know, but I mean, we don't teach them. We don't hold them accountable. We don't give them. They don't have consequences because we want to cover everything for them. You know, we're like, oh, well, they just no, they're not. They're grown enough to talk. You know, you want to talk big and bad. But see, guess what? I'm gonna give you grown woman vibes.
No, I'm not gonna give you. What the issue is with that is these PAPs, punk parents that don't want to allow their kids to be raised the proper way because you say something to their child, they ready to say something.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly. I don't play with you
and that's my child. Their children are super disrespectful.
Yeah.
Look at you a certain way, talk to you a certain way, you'll look like.
And the parent thinks it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they let it happen.
Yeah.
And let it happen.
And I get the dialogue, you know, I've learned a lot, you know, I'm learning a lot. I'm not a parent, but I learned a lot as a school teacher. I get the conversation and the choices and so forth. But when you hear a lot of these kids talking to their parents, I'd be like, oh my God, I know I am old because there is no way in the world.
No way. And how old are they?
These are
30s. They're 30. And another thing too, I want you to stop saying you're not a parent because my kids spend more time with you than they do at the house.
Yeah, but I don't want to be a parent.
But you technically are. But you technically are.
No, y'all can have these kids. I swear.
Yo, you saw her face.
I swear. I'm like,
take me to another place.
My hands are down to y'all because my thing is, you know, you think about it, it's like y'all are up against a lot. You know, for both men, for both boys and girls. And if I was a parent today, I would probably just take my kid and we just go on the island and we by ourselves. Like, it's so much. And then you have to deal with your child and their changes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, good Lord.
Yeah,
I'm glad I get to sleep in on Saturday morning.
Sometimes you're going to be sitting down at the counter by yourself just doing this.
Yep. I do it all the time.
Cause okay, so Lil Rod is how old now?
He's 20.
He's 20.
And
he
about 15.
Yeah. So how has the change in this group now, age group, been for you? Like, they're different from when they were little. So do you see him going into his manhood, like he's becoming independent and all that?
Yeah, he's grown, but he still put it away. If you compare from when we would grow up, he still got a lot of social, but he's better than a lot of the ones that's out there.
Yeah.
But to me, it still ain't right. I'm gonna leave it like that.
That's keeping it real.
Because Ryan and Keisha, them old school parents, they don't.
But you know what the biggest thing is? Like with this generation, we stay connected with our kids.
Yeah.
Like it's not like, oh, you 18, get out the house now.
Nah.
Yeah.
We stay connected with our kids.
Yeah.
So not speaking of my son, I was just thinking about this. Like it's just some things like, you know, some things you have to be taught, and then some things you be in a situation like, man, let me see if I can figure this thing out.
Right.
I want to get you on that way of thinking. Cause my dad, he didn't show me how to change tie. I broke down, had a flat tie.
I figured it
I
out.
got that man. I'm gonna say, I seen some TV. Let me work this thing out.
Right.
I changed that tie.
But hold on, I'm gonna be real with you.
I taught my son that from
the way
early.
the Jedi mind tricks we know. It's not gonna happen for them like that.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's the one I had to come to concept like, you know, my sons are not gonna be me. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. But at the same time, it's like, like we would sit there and look at the problem and just figure it out. We would MacGyver that thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But we would think we want. Hey, you know what? I got a wrench. We gonna figure this thing out. With them. They'll be there for days.
They finna call somebody.
Yeah, I told you like
when technology, they'll do that. Like we've been seeing them.
University.
Yeah, because Anaya was sitting in the car. She called me. She was like, I got a flat tire. And I said, okay. I was like, you got to get on out. She was like, what you mean I have to get out? I said, you got to get out. She said, I was just going to call the roadside assistance. I said, no, we gonna teach you how to change the tire. And we got out there in her little white boots. She was like trying to, I said, no, girl, you're going to get them white boots dirty today. You're going to have to change. So, you know, Uncle Carlton came around. He was teaching. And like, we literally had to step back to let her change the tire.
That's right.
Because it's like road assistance will take, it already told you, an hour and 15 minutes.
Dudes ain't dudes like they used to be.
They're not. They're not. They don't stop over. And I get it. Sometimes it's the whole safety thing. But, you know, I mean, because, you know.
I get it, but at a certain point.
They're not
it's
doing
not
it no more.
Because of safety. It's because they don't know how to change the
They
tires.
right. They don't know how.
Do you know how many? And I'm just going back to being old single tank. But do you know how many numbers I got? Oh, baby, you stranded?
Hey, look.
Not no more.
Hey, look.
Not no more.
Cause the dude, she went and jacked the car, but then tried to break the
Hey, I'm gonna be real with you. I stopped and changed the tire, and she had the dude with him. He was on his phone trying to get. I changed that tire, and guess who she saw 2 weeks later?
You know what? You done stole that girl.
Uncle was parked on side the house with the car running.
Yeah, and was he on the driver's side or passenger side?
He was on the passenger side on his phone.
So that's the same thing. I be going to, you be at the gas station sometimes. The female get out, pay the money, and she pump the gas.
Right.
While she walking in the store, he's supposed to be out the car with the pump in the hand, looking at the store like this.
Bro,
Exactly.
what kind of stuff?
But again, does your program teach? What is it that your program teach the young boys?
Well, we just talking about things like
Like
social
this,
skills.
okay.
And when it comes to female, it's certain things that you should be doing, not her.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what, Ellie, your grandma, I told Rod, I hit you in your throat. If your mama, your grandma, and I catch you and they pumping the gas, I'm talking about when you was probably like 12.
Yeah.
But I told you to pump.
Yeah,
When I'm not
absolutely.
around, that's what you need to be doing.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
And if like right now, wife talking about she needs some gas, if I'm not there, guess what? Go drive, put some gas in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just certain things like that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Do you feel like we've lost that art?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Taking the trash out. I see women all the time.
Oh, oh my.
Yes.
Yeah.
If your mama touch that trash, I'm gonna knock all the hair off the top of your head. You're gonna be bald by the time I'm
And
done.
this is another one that I hate. You see so many men walk into facilities. They walk first. They want to walk in.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah. Well, actually, you know what? They're supposed to walk in first.
No, they're
ma'am,
walking
no.
in. They're
You open
he's
the door.
up here. She's back here on her phone. He's on
At
the
home,
phone.
yeah.
And then he gets to the counter and turn around and wait on her to come in the door. He ain't holding
Oh,
no
you're
door.
talking about? Oh, you saying because he's supposed to come in first?
No, I'll be. No,
I'm
at
talking
home,
about
I understand what
walking.
you're saying.
Oh, okay.
Walking,
I see what you're saying. Okay, I got
Now
you.
coming home, I agree. My son will walk in the house first.
Right,
That's what I'm
right.
saying.
Yeah.
He will walk in the house first. I'm like, son, you always walk in first and turn the light on.
Yeah.
Why? I said because you protecting your mom and your
Yeah,
sister.
you don't know what's
Yeah.
coming. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
He
if we walking into a mall or something, and I'm walking ahead of you, I don't even know what happened to you. You don't got hit across
Exactly.
your head and drugs.
Right.
And I turn around like I thought.
And as a dad, I normally walk behind everybody.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I walk
Yeah.
behind because I
That's
want to
what
see
I
all.
do.
I want to
Yeah.
see all four of y'all.
I wanna
Like,
see
being all
everybody.
four of y'all.
Yeah.
One thing that so I'm a transit rider, okay? A lot of y'all know that. So the one thing that annoys me is when the bus is full and you see a woman getting on, get out the seat.
You looking at her like
Get out the seat. Stop being selective because she won't give you the number. You just decide not to move.
Yeah.
That annoys me to the fullest. And I look around. I'll count how many men on the bus. I'm standing. I'm counting all the men on the bus. I'm like, and this lady standing at the front of the bus. I'm like, you know what? Okay. So I go up to her like, I apologize for all these men on the bus that did not get up for you. And they be like, no, it's all right. No, it's not all right.
Yeah.
They should at least one out of 15 should have got up and at least gave you a seat to sit in.
Yeah.
But sometimes as men, we put ourselves on the same level as women.
Yeah.
In our minds,
Yeah.
we actually in our heads are starting to think that woman is the only being on earth that's universal. Why? Because she births both men and women.
But that's funny that you said that. Like, a person can be 8 months pregnant, and a dude be sitting in the chair and ain't got
Gonna
no.
look.
And
He'll
see
I tell her, bro,
clearly.
can you let her sit down? You know, what
We
I'm
know
saying?
you. We know you got it good.
Like,
Yeah.
for real.
You mind giving her? I
I do something like that.
And,
Like,
and then
you pray.
on the other
Right.
side of my
I've
brain,
done that.
be on the F rate.
Yeah.
Like, bro, hey, I know you 10 months pregnant, but let her go ahead and have a seat. She's gonna actually birth hers.
Yeah.
She's gonna actually
You
birth hers.
got mail messages from him, y'all. We are in the studio live. I got Tank the Sports Guy. I got Rob the Green Machine.
Yeah.
Got Ghost.
Capricorn season.
Got DJ Johnny Prince.
Leo coming up next, baby.
And I got
Leo next
Rod,
month.
Image Fatherhood in here. We just shooting the breeze. We're talking about the importance of fatherhood and the importance of being a man and all of that wrapped up on this show because again we got to bring this back. You know, we have a responsibility to teach our young boys that are coming up because we do see it as being lost. Right. I don't know. I don't even know what to think in 5 to 10 years. You know, where are our black boys going to be? Well, you know, what you think, Rod? What do you see? Where do you see our boys going?
We got to do more outreach. You can't depend on the school. No. Back in my day, you could depend on the church. You can't depend on the church. Nope. So we have to have certain groups and groups that really want to do work, not groups that's trying to just get money with a name. We got a whole bunch of fatherhoods and they about getting money, but they ain't doing the work.
Right. Not at all.
So I know you need to
talk about it.
Yeah. Not just talk for work too. You got to have some men who are not afraid of the backlash of being a man or acting like one, because we live in a society now where they are literally stripping us because we want to be men and act like it.
Yeah.
Right.
And my thing is, and I understand that gender equality is important, but at the same time, if we are ridiculing and destroying the men who actually want to teach men to be men, where does that leave us?
Yeah.
Everybody, I mean, I get it, but you have to have men in this world to help and lead.
Yeah.
You're talking about, well, who's my daughter going to marry? I'm one of the men. Like, I'm really concerned, like, in 10 years, is he going to be a leader of a home, a father? I mean, there's so many hats that I have to wear in my house. I don't mind wearing them. It's my house.
Yeah.
So again, like, we got to build up these guys. Because like I say, one thing my dad always told me, if you can't raise yourself, you can't raise no family.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's and then again, you know, every once in a while you start feeling yourself.
Right.
And I had my little thing with my dad, but he told me, "Ain't number one king of this castle. You're a prince.
Right.
Well, you want to be your king, you go to your own residence, and you can have whatever you have and everything."
Yeah.
But what I see a lot, and this is what we got to change, and we got, you know, father being younger, but again, man, you grown up, you lay down, you know the repercussions what can happen.
Right.
So the deal is, I see it all the time. I see it in Head Start. I see it in elementary school. We have these fathers, and of course, they could be legal age of 21, but that don't make you a man.
Nope.
Right. You're a male. That don't mean you're a man. Right. And so the deal is, what I see right now, I'm going to use an example. A mother, a father, and whatever the child gender is. A lot of times what I see is that mom, that child, and then you got another child, which is that adult. Only thing he did differently, he done left, well, he probably ain't left his mom, but come from his mom or baby him and doing all this. Now he's with his mate, whether it's his wife or not, and she doing the same thing. So he's still a child. He never became an individual, that man and everything. And so as long as we have them problems, then he come a father, he gonna have them values, and he's gonna spread it out to his kids and everything. So we got to stop that.
Absolutely. And a lot of people don't realize or look at it. I mean, it does make a difference. In my day, grandma was grandma. And she was grandma age, but now the age gaps have gotten so tight and close together. It's almost like, who's raising who?
Well, and that's true, but also it's your values, because you could be, because my grandmother, when I look at it now,
grandma like was young too.
Grandmother was young because my mom had me young.
Kids at 13,
you know what I'm saying? But it was how they knew
carried
their roles
themselves.
and they carried. They knew. And I remember my grandmother would always tell me this story. Lord rest her soul, her and my mom. She said, "Yeah, your mom. She knew she got pregnant with you." She said, I flew out to California, and then she'll go into the backstory. You know, that was my first flight coming out to California to see my grandma. I'm like, okay, mother, you know. But she said, I told your mom, this is your baby. You're going to raise your baby, you and Joe, with my dad. Y'all going to raise this baby. I'm here to help you, but I'm not going to raise your child. What's happening, the grandmothers are still keeping and raising the kids. So guess what? They go out there and have another one and another one and another. If you have a kid, you can't go to the clubs right now.
That's right.
You can't go out with your girls right now.
No. That rule's been suspended for these young
Right. And because grandmama them now, I'm going to keep the baby and this, that, and the other. So guess what? If you're going to keep my baby, then I'm going to keep going on doing what I got to do. They're showing a different, now I'm not talking about keeping the baby if you got to work and whatnot, but I'm talking about keeping the baby so you can go out there and hang out again and avoid your responsibilities. That baby now is your responsibility. And so now the grandma roles are
Mamas.
You're right. They're the mamas now. So the kids are going to keep having kids, or they're not going to be responsible. And look at it like, oh, wait a minute, I can't party. I can't do this now. You know, I got to raise this child. I got to get in school or do something with my life. So that cycle. So these grandmamas are, you know, they're doing a disservice to their kids when they do that. So, because when I think about it, I said, well, my grandmother was really young when she became a grandmother, but you would never know it because Madea stayed. She had that role. She did you know, it was my kids and the grandkids, and we never thought. You didn't think about their age until you got older. You were like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, she was just as young.
Yeah, but you never knew because of
their etiquette. See that grandmama, like, best thing that ever happened to me. I had my son. I was 20. So it was Sunday. What everybody do on Sunday? They wash their car and they roll to the park.
Yeah.
I was about to roll to the park, and my mama said, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm about to go roll to the park." She said, "I saw you cleaning your car." I got a picture of me at that moment, sitting outside, my car clean on my cell phone. My mama said, "Yeah, you gonna roll to the park, but make sure that car seat is in the back of the car, and turn the bass down on your stereo because the baby's in the back." So, and I'm looking at her like, what? She said, "Your responsibility is that little boy. It's Sunday. You gonna spend time with your son.
Yeah.
You going to the park? Guess what? You gonna roll to the park."
That's right.
So, and people that know me, when I say I'm in Girard Park in Lafayette with my baby in the back seat.
Yeah.
Inappropriate as all get out. But it taught me a lesson. You know what? It's me and you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's me and you.
Yeah.
And a lot of our new generation are not forcing that back on the kids. It's me, it's you. You made that child, so guess what? You know, we had that talk with our daughter. You know, I'm proud that she's a good girl and she understands. You know, but we just, you know, mom and I felt that she still had, you know, because one of her friends popped up pregnant, so you automatically had that talk. And I was like, you know what? To be honest with you, it'll be that your life will be done. Why? Because you will spend every waking moment with your child. I said, I did it. I said, we moved here to Atlanta with no family. I had to spend every day with you. Daycare is expensive.
Yeah.
So when you ain't there, you at home. I said, so you have to understand, we're going to put that on you. I said, responsibility starts when you make it. And so we got it in her head that if you did what your friend did, these are the consequences. You're going to face them.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't doing that. They're, you know what, she young. I'm going to go ahead. No, that's not your child. That's hers.
Yeah.
Let her raise her child and grow up. Because if you don't teach these kids responsibility, when it hits them all of a sudden, they're in shock.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to be responsible.
Nicholas said, I'm sorry, Carol. I said, right, I told my sons I will be the child support officer if you have a child in your teens. And you better believe you will have them during the week, not just weekend, like Lost Dads. And again, that's something that you have to make clear. Because Madea was like, this your baby. I'm going to fly out here to see her. This is my schedule. I'm going to come out and, you know, see y'all. But this is your child, you know, because you did, and she didn't make it like the consequence, but it's a responsibility.
Right.
This is your responsibility. And so the new grandmothers are allowing these kids to be held accountable, you know, for their actions, because it's like, no, you can't give this baby back. It's not like you're going to the mall and shopping.
Right.
This is now your responsibility. So, yeah, I don't know. I think we have to let go and just really, I don't know what we're scared of, though. What do y'all think we're scared of if we give them consequences? If we give these kids consequences, what are we scared of?
You can say consequences, but then a lot of it is excuses too.
Yeah.
So the world I've been telling, excuses ain't gonna pay the bills, ain't gonna get you where you need to go, and everything.
Make you masters of nothing.
What you said, your mom said about, okay, you go in the car, he's the man going with you. So what I'm saying is, just like this, like y'all talk to youth and everything, and they say, oh, I got this child, I can't do something like that. And I told you I work with Head Start. You got Easter Seal, you got Shelter Numbs, you got the YMCA. It's a lot of Head Start. So if they have a child early, guess who? They do a point system. They on top of the what's name, because they want them so it won't be issue for them not having child care for the kids and everything. So that's not an excuse. We can get you in there because, like, if right now if somebody was here and y'all had a teen parent, that teen parent jumped everybody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that alone will have that child in a safe environment. That child is learning. He's getting education before he even gets to kindergarten. Right. He's just not in front of with Big Mama watching SpongeBob or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing we got to eliminate the excuses. And everything. And then, like you were saying, we said earlier, like sometimes you got to just call the dude improv and don't bust them out and everything. Yeah. And you got to let them know about life, history. What is that? Documentary. They got about 6 of them. God almighty, it's gonna come back to me. But just about our history, man. Like I said, you gotta tell these dude, y'all kings. The world started with us, and if you knew that,
colors. You talking about
color?
Hidden color.
Hidden color. Yeah. Let them. Like, if you get a group, man, let them just break down. That first one is powerful, but all of them are. So again, it just shows you kings. You like first one. Listen. You can make a dark-skinned person lighter. You can't make light skin. So we are the first people. Africa was one, and then you just break down talking about slavery. Basically, what we got going on is some hidden slavery. How they got addicted. When you talking about projects, who don't supposed to be there? You know what I'm saying? So it's ways like that. If they get us, we shooting each other, we getting locked up. Guess what? That's another person that don't have a father. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so same thing is this is what about the other generation. Just be thinkers on your own. Right. You know, we was into fashion and everything, but we didn't just jump on because that person, we like that. We just try to start our own trend. Jump on and say, have y'all thought about it? I'm just saying, like, the word sagging. We talking about sagging and everything. You reverse, niggas. Yeah. If you reverse around, that's what it spells. Sagging and everything. Then we just talking about, you got your pants down there. Do you know what that means?
Right. Do you realize where it came from?
Yeah. Well, slavery, then they did that so they couldn't run away. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't run fast. They couldn't run fast. They had no belts. They can't hang themselves. They wanted to hang themselves. So you need to break down some history to them like that and everything. And then the last part is some of these same dudes, every step they take, they doing this duck walk. Your hips not made to be like that. Right. They gonna have some serious health problems at the end that could be avoided and everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think if you come with them, show them that you're sincere. Let them in your world, and not the world, the educated or the artificial world, the real world. You can reach them and everything. Right. So just tell them my history. But like my man said, the hidden colors. Yeah. The reason I'm saying that, we can talk, but they visual. Let them see that, and then talk about what's going on now, and then we can make some corrections in life. Right.
So before, we're not wrapping up right now, but before, I don't want the time to slip, I want us to know, tell us what can we do to support you, and how can we reach you, and what do you need from us?
Put me down.
Put me down, coach.
Yeah. Well, y'all here at this station, maybe when we have some events, because I got some events that's taking place. Like say, the youth first, we're gonna be feeding with my young kings. We're gonna be feeding around here. And got a thing with Georgia State, going to some games and everything. Okay. And what I'm doing that, like I was just told, a lot of people just think education is a book. Education is life. I can read a book, but if I ain't been exposed to the experience, it don't make a difference. Like I say, let's go back to when we were little.
Let's go back.
Yeah, when you say hot and cold, okay, I hear what you're saying. Until you experience what hot and cold is, you don't know what it is. Right. So that's the same thing we have to do with our kids. So we got some games, because I probably go to any game out there. And then I try to do something with Morehouse, and I try to see them both sides. I like a lot of time when they have a game with white State University and the black, because I went to one with Tech when they played Alcorn State. The funny thing in the world, some white people like, ooh, they looked at Alcorn State and looked at Georgia Tech. He said, our band was horrific, but Alcorn State, they rocked it. Right. So let them see both work, because if they go to school, I want you to see both things, not just one side.
Right. Yeah.
And then again, y'all had life experience, y'all got partners and stuff. We were talking about as well, like, and I'm not college. The college might not be for everybody. Right. It's trades out there. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? If it's military, might be your thing. You know what I'm saying? And then just going to work. Yeah. But what I don't want you to do is be on the street hustling. And even that, man, if you do it, I'm just letting you know the pros and cons. It might be some good money, but at the end, you can be on long vacation. Or you might not be here.
Everybody don't make it out.
Yeah, we gonna talk about it. It be like we're talking about athletes. Athletes don't play but a short period of time. That could be the same thing with you in that game, which could be even shorter. Right. But at the end of the game, we just talking about hair color. if they get you in the system, they don't want nobody that's 60-year-old. They want the young.
Yeah.
That's free labor right
free
there.
labor.
So, again, we got to just open it's just open the mind so they can see stuff like that. And then from that, man, all you do is you can bring them in the water, let them take it in, and it's for them to make that decision. Because at the end of the day, they got to make the decision.
You got to educate
How can we get in touch with you? How can
phone number is 770-847-0533.
Say that again for me.
Okay, 770-847-0533. And then the website is imagefatherhood.net.
Imagefatherhood.net.
And the email is imagefatherhood@att.net.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll leave a cards with y'all.
Okay.
So we have all that information and everything. And then I got a hotline for y'all. Y'all can have that number so you can go directly there.
And so on your website, it'll tell you how parents can become part of the program for their kids and so forth.
Yeah, if they best way to do it, they want to do something like that, just shoot the email. That'd be the best way. Where we get to, because based on we have some contract things where we do for events and everything, but most of my people there, they just volunteer, man. They just want to do something on their own, and these like real people. Some of the artificial people, you might have to bring them in every once in a while for something, but to do the work, I don't really want them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
I have so many people want to get names, and they want to let me be part of them. Nah, I'm good, bro.
Don't want to be around.
Nah. I'm trying to build a thing by myself, and I partner with you some other thing. But a lot of times, the partnerships they try to do is to add your name in there so they can get a grant and say, but I ain't with that. So you gotta watch out for them cats. Like that,
Now, do you have a team that works, or it's just you solely?
It's me, like I say, and volunteers. So I have volunteers coming up, and I have a board: Stan Robinson, James Johnson, Bernard Humans, Cedric Strickson, and Bevan Carpenter. All of them cats been, in the education or doing some things. We had two that came out of AU. Bernard came out of Clark, Atlanta, and James Johnson Jr. came out of Alabama State. And everything. So
cool.
Even with that, when we talk about school, we can talk cross the bases of state school, HBCU schools with our youth. So we bring all that together. And I got a list of things that events I got going on. So can I read them all? Yeah. So on July the 17th, I got a Young Kings trip going to make it. It's going to Harry Tubman Museum and the Georgia Hall of Fame. And the reason I'm doing that, you take some kids somewhere, and it's Macon. It's not Atlanta. It ain't but an hour away.
What day is that?
July 17th.
July the 17th. And what it is, I'm doing that with church, Union Grove Baptist Church. So I always want to keep one church involved in everything. Yeah. And so the deal is,
hold on, where Union Grove at?
It's in Union City.
Okay.
Yeah. So one thing is, man, a dude that works with in Head Start, he's a transportation person, man. And now I would think about young kids and stuff, but he took a group from Thera High School, and they was going to Tennessee, maybe going to the aquarium. I don't know what it was. He said, man, I started shaking my head. He said, we made a pit stop at Cumberland Mall, and they thought they had made it. And that just show you they ain't been exposed and everything. Yeah. If they been exposed, it's been on the south side of town in that fishbowl community, but the world is bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why I was just talking about exposure and spirit, but y'all ain't been to Cumberland Mall or
right? Yeah.
It's
right around the corner.
Yeah.
Right around the corner.
We don't need to go to the mall.
So that's one thing. And then on August 3rd to 5th, I'm getting with some of the public schools, and then we trying to have dad bring your kid to school week and everything. Not with the high school, probably not the middle school, but just elementary school. Yeah. So that's a way, if they bring them in there, I tell the schools, y'all need to kind of capture them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not a day, a week. So tell the ass in the orientation and everything, listen, don't hear no excuses. You knew ahead of time, a couple of weeks. Yeah. You got a week. So you can pick Monday through Friday.
Right.
Get this child here and everything. Right. And that way, and then it's up to school. Y'all trying to capture it, get that information and sign up, because I know, I don't know if you had information. I know sometimes it's just one parent. But if you get them on your own, you can call directly. Because if mom and dad at all, if you call dad, and if dad answers the phone, he's either going to be involved or he not. That take excuses away. If I try a couple times and you ain't respond, no excuse, hey, that means you ain't trying to do nothing.
Right.
So I don't like excuses. I like let's take that. But I tell schools all the time, like, hey, don't be today is Saturday and you tell me Friday. That ain't the way we operate.
Exactly.
You tell me advance and everything, I can put on my calendar, man. I tell Dad, I'm like, man, I know we like to work, we can be workaholic, but you got vacation day and you got sick day. Exactly. If I had my kid, bro, when I'm with my kids, shoot, if I didn't take a whole day, I get sick at about lunchtime and I go on to the event, whatever I need to do, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't get them moments that, you know what I'm saying? You can't. And another thing we need to tell our youth, male youth, if you are the male in the household and say Dad is not there, guess who the man in the house is? Is you. And at the end of the day, we got to instill that in our kids. So if you're a father, whether it's a daughter or son, hey, bro, like we just talking about, your daughter say, oh, killing, that's normal. Like, it's like, you never know when your day comes. And matter of fact, you can go before your child can go before you. You know what I'm saying? So it's still in there. But if it is your case that we are going before our kids and you got a male in the household, you need to put as much in. Because if you're absent, whether you're on vacation or you leave this world, you're the man.
We don't do
You've got mail messages from him, y'all. We are wrapping up another great show as always. These talks be so good, and they just, when they get going, they get going, and we got that great information. Right, I thank you so much for being in here. Of course, I put your information up. You guys, please visit the website, connect with him, volunteer. This is an awesome program. I've been knowing him for life, pretty much, my family and his family. Great people. And they stand by their word. You know, you can't associate yourself with everybody, especially with the community, you know, about community. And Rod is that person that's all about the community. And he stands by that. So I appreciate you, Rod, for coming on. And, you know, again, whatever I can do, whatever we can do, you let us know. You got our support and so forth. So we are there. Before we wrap up, what we got going on? What y'all got going on, Ghost?
We doing a little shindig tomorrow. That's all. We gonna do a little diggity. You know, I'm gonna have my baby in the car with me because I'm riding solo, so I'm gonna have me a bottle, big one. That's what we got going on. Ain't it, Tank? Look, hey, look, you see, nobody has to say that, so you already know.
What you got going on, Great Machine?
We all got something going on because it is 30 days. 30 days till Atlanta Curve Weekend.
Right.
July 28th through 31st. I'm calling it out for all of the listeners, who are all viewers, whatever. Listen, AtlantaCurveWeekend.com. Get your tickets. All of the events. We locking it down.
Please.
It's already time.
It's time.
Come rock with us.
Yeah, we
Hey,
stressed.
Sugar Bear, I
We stressed
pounds.
to get that done.
Ready, pool party.
Be there.
Hey, that pool party's at sunset.
Please don't tell my wife. Amen.
Take the
Bro,
sports
you just
time.
sold on yourself the radio.
Listen,
What you got going on?
I'm incredibly right now grateful in a spirit of being thankful. My dreams are coming true. Hey, if your team is not pouring into you, you need to change your team.
I'm trying to tell you.
Hello.
Change it.
Hello. DJ Johnny Prince.
Shit, Atlantic Curve Weekend, baby. That's what we're talking about right now. AtlanticCurveWeekend.com.
And
Get
that's
your tickets, baby.
And that's how we celebrating his birthday.
Say it, Prince.
Salad bars in full effect.
And y'all know y'all can reach me on all platforms, social media. I am Trinette L. Collier. Listen, countdown. I got 7 vendor spots left.
Yes, talk about your event, please.
Yeah, the all-white listening party.
Oh, white?
All-white exclusive.
All white, so
Ticket
right.
sales will be going on. Ticket sales will happen July 3rd.
Okay.
At 12 o'clock. So that means you will have to listen to the show for it to drop. I'm super excited because this is the first grown event for You've Got Mail.
You got ghost on panel.
Don't be telling yet. Don't tell. Don't tell yet.
Wait, we can't say nothing?
No, don't say yet.
We're sorry, boss. We're sorry, boss.
No, not yet.
Application.
We're sorry, boss.
No, not yet. Because I want them to know.
Okay.
We're sorry, boss.
This ain't play.
I pick up what
You gotta buy tickets.
And then you
Purchase.
gotta purchase tickets. So the ticket sales will drop on July 3rd. I'm super excited.
Me too, girl.
Like it is a
excited.
planned event. Like this ain't no play. Y'all already know how I roll.
I'm getting me some illegal cigars. I'm gonna have everybody at Monte Cristo that day.
But I do have 7 vendor spots. If you want to be a vendor, please reach out. Email me at TrinetteLCollier@gmail for the information. I'll send it and send you the invoice. I cannot hold spots. They will be going fast because I have been. People been inquiring. Yeah,
going.
Yeah, so I have 7 left.
Don't get your spot claimed while
Yeah.
waiting. Stop
I'm
procrastinating.
super excited, Ryan. I thank you so much again for coming by. I just, go
Could I
ahead.
say one thing?
Yeah.
On September 25th, I'm gonna have a father-daughter dance, which I would love y'all to come to.
Oh, wow.
Be a guest and everything.
I'll be against my
Okay,
kid.
yeah.
They
And
gonna be
then
like,
we got a mother-son dance on that same day. It's gonna be over at Georgia State Stadium.
Okay.
For y'all old school, I know that's be Turner Field, but it used to be called the Hank Aaron
Right,
75
right.
Club.
Right.
I don't know what it's called, Georgia State Stadium, Central Park, but
Whatever.
Because my event is the 25th of September. What time is your event?
what time?
It's from 6 to 9.
6 to 9. I got one that started at 3, and then
Okay.
one gonna go 7.
Okay, so we're gonna try to get to the early one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That'll
We're
work
gonna
then.
support it. We're gonna support it because you do your father-daughter. You had your father-daughter dances. No, which one did you have before?
I had both. We just got knocked out because of COVID.
You're right.
year.
The COVID. Okay, yeah. So you bringing that back.
Yeah. Always,
you
it's
go.
an annual thing. Annual.
There you
That's
go.
what I'm talking
So
about.
y'all make sure. Will that information be on your website, right?
It not on there now, but it will be.
Okay. So
I
y'all
get in
make
July.
sure.
Yeah.
Y'all make sure to check that out. But I mean, I can't wait to see y'all looking all debonair tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like,
What?
I can't wait to see what y'all
Try,
fashion
baby.
show.
Try.
Something like that.
Listen,
Darling.
We got theme music that we're
Oh,
gonna
old
be
school music gonna be playing tomorrow.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I might be like, shit. I feel you.
Diamond in the back. What? Sun on the rooftop. Digging in the scene with the gangster lean.
You know what?
I bet you wonder where I've been.
That's right, man. All of that.
Do you want to tell them quickly what we're celebrating, or you want to wait till?
Tomorrow? Oh no, we can tell them we're celebrating.
What we celebrating?
We're celebrating the Capstone. 1026 The Situation has signed a partnership with DTN TV. So not only will we be able to be heard, we will also be able to be seen. Yeah. We're gonna have the actual rollout of the event tomorrow. So tomorrow, is it tomorrow? Today Saturday, right?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tomorrow you will be able to see the team at Situations Media Entertainment dressed to the nines.
Just to the 9.
And then
Dressed
I
to
get
the
to actually.
nines. And everybody's gonna have a 10
That's right.
when we walk in the door. Like, them folk clean.
Yes.
And I get to actually roll out the actual show for Sports Talk.
Yep.
Wow. And then y'all will be able to see us.
Yeah.
You got mail in the studio every Saturday.
Every Saturday.
Wait. So I gotta get a haircut every Friday?
Yes. I gotta come here and slam.
Hey, yep.
On cameras.
Hey, look, the cameraman on already told me. He said the only feedback I got for you to give your team, tell them to make sure they camera ready when it's their day.
Oh, you ain't gotta say nothing but a word.
I bet you
lip gloss
wonder
on
where
that
I've been.
Fenty wax face done feet.
Yeah.
So until next week, y'all.
Yeah.
Next week. Let's go. Come on back. DJ, turn that up.
Saturday mornings I'm tuned in. Listening to Sean, she be going in. Black queen for us black kings. We can learn a thing or two when we're locked in. One of the few places we can be heard. Man, I rocks with her, that's my word. The show is enlightening, engagement always enticing. I always come with an open mind, I'm never frightened. Guaranteed to walk your way with minerals. Now that I'm thinking everything else is minuscule. Rid of fools who don't protect black women. No arguing, disrespect, and that's it. Please come in peace when you call in. Cause our friends ain't no slouch, fair warning. You've got mail messages from him. Y'all better listen if you wanna win. Wanna win in life, y'all. You wanna win in life. Tune in to the Sean and Friends. You've got mail messages from him. Yeah. You've got mail messages from him. 10 a.m. to noon Saturdays. Tune in. Yeah. Yeah. You've got mail messages from him.
Hey, Dad, your prescription will be ready in just a minute. Hey, Dad, your laundry will be ready in just a minute. Dad, your lunch will be ready in just a minute.
Hey, honey, why don't you take a minute? When you help care for a loved one, you give them as much time as you can. But it's just as important to take time for yourself. AARP can help. Find free care guides to support you and your loved one at aarp.org/caregiving. That's aarp.org/caregiving.